Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Four Pillars podcast. This is the second episode of this show. We're doing okay, I think. The last episode was received quite well, but I'm joined once again by the other pillars, James, George, Tyler. How is it going, lads?
It's going good.
Oh, going pretty sweet.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I have to say, doing that introduction actually gave me a adrenaline rush, which is what I needed going off the back of no sleep.
Yeah.
So, thanks for letting me do that, Daddy Tyler.
No, that's right, mate. That's right. I got you.
Yeah, nice. Anywho, podcast ones. So, what's the fucking first thing we're doing today? I don't no clue.
That's right, Ethan. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Why don't you leave it to me? Why don't we leave the podcast?
Intro's over. Now let's keep structure to Tyler. He knows what he's doing.
Structuring. I'll do the fucking hellos.
It's all good, boys. I got this covered. I mean, before we even get started, it's obviously a lot has happened in the launch of this. And when we recorded the first episode of the Four Pillars podcast, it was just, I wonder what it's going to be like. I wonder what's going to happen. And James and I have talked about it in the As Always podcast, but I'm curious with you, Ethan, and you, George, how do you guys feel after we're 2 weeks in to the Four Pillars Network? This coming week, we've obviously got, when this releases, tomorrow, Streamcast, and then on Thursday, we've got the first episode, debut episode of the past cast from Jack and Joe. So we're really kicking into gear this coming week. And this isn't, a spoiler cast. This is the first proper, Four Pillars podcast where we're going to be doing segments. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to talk about it in this show. We want feedback from you guys. We want ideas from you guys. And we'll talk about that in a bit. Because this show's going to develop naturally. All the podcasts that we've done in the past develop naturally. They grow their own identities. And to start with, they are just us being goofy. We have some ideas, but things are going to change. Things are going to develop naturally. But I want to know from you, Ethan, we'll start with you, how you're feeling 2 weeks into the network with its growth, how it's going, and where do you want to see it going?
Well, we're already monetized. I think that's a thumbs up. We're already stacking dosh by upsetting people,
complete.
which will be great fun to get to, I'm sure. But no, I'm really quite chuffed. The first episode, it had its moments. The ending was a little bit off sync, and the beginning there was a little blip I noticed, but beyond that it was fine. It went swimmingly, and we had a great discussion about a game that I hope that we won't mention too much today, because come on, diversity is key around here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, George, how about you? How do you feel 2 weeks in?
Oh man, I'm so happy with the channel. I check it all the time just to look at the art and look at the videos and check the views and stuff. I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
The first episode was fucking hilarious. I listened to it back and just dude, it was so funny. It's doing great in terms of numbers as well. It's got a nice amount of views, nice amount of likes, nice amount of engagement, and obviously Eddie and Sheps, they launched Streamcast as well, which I think is great. I'm really enjoying listening to their opinions on WandaVision currently. Really like Streamcast, and obviously, as always, it's made its home in the Four Pillars Network, and it's just good to see everything prospering. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. No, I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing that, and getting the platform really going, and getting the, it's weird moving As Always from James's channel to Four Pillars Network. It's strange, but it's exciting at the same time. And the Streamcast, like you said, George, fucking such a great show. So much fun listening to those boys talk about Marvel, and even just getting to be the first guest was a lot of fun. The views on the Four Pillars podcast is great. People loving it is what we hoped it would be in terms of the response to the first show. It's really, I speak for all of us. It's hard to be much happier than this of what it is, and it's going to keep growing, and the network's going to get its own identity. New shows, still the past cast to come. There's still plenty more to come. It's the Four Pillars podcast. I don't listen to my own podcast. I do simply too many. I can't re-listen to them. I never think about them again. But I did re-listen to that Four Pillars podcast, and I was like, wow. We're not bad. We know how to do podcasts.
You know what? For the first time in years, I've listened back, and we're actually good.
Yeah, we're actually funny.
That's more so worrying for you than it is for me and George. We're sort of new to this, so
yeah,
at least the hosting aspect, if you will. So no, it's
Got
been
that
very
down.
exciting. I think more so from that perspective, because it's like, wow, this is a well-made piece of content that we all had equal hand in making, and I think that as a consistent format is going to be something that I look forward to seeing over the course of the next few years actually, because I think it's going to be brilliant.
It's a beautiful partnership between gamers.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And on top of that, for anybody that's thinking, bloody hell, that's a lot of content, guys. How am I going to keep up with that? Well, potentially you could do so by checking out 4 Pillars Clips, a new channel that we made.
Great link.
For all clips coming from all of our different streams, any potential highlights from podcasts or whatever it might be. 4 Pillars highlight clips, where you can get quick access to like the newest epic memes and jokes and funny moments and
quick
meaningful
snappy
discussions
dopamine
or whatever there is. Yeah, you get it straight in your system. Like a shot of heroin. It's brilliant.
Once you
Right
pop,
in
you
there.
can't stop. So check it out.
So check it out. Go subscribe.
It's been up for a
there's
week,
lots of
and
stuff there,
the response has been excellent. That channel has
been
been
good,
there
yeah.
for a week, and there's already some gold on there. With all of us popping little clips from our streams and stuff in there. Obviously there'll be little, I guess, highlights from podcasts may go on there as well. And
Yes.
and
Yeah,
altogether, I think it's rather excellent all in all, because it's just a place where we can throw content. We don't have to feel like it has to be like a magnum opus, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a well-edited, well-produced piece of content. It could just be funny, or it could just be
a bit of fun,
insightful, or it could just be a highlight from a stream or a clip or something like that will entertain people just the same, but doesn't necessarily need the production value of, say, one of James's retrospectives. Which, how the fuck do you do that? But also,
No, thank you.
Also-
No, thank you.
just nah to that. I'd rather keep making shit content. That's just me. But I do my best to make the shittest content that I can. And now I have a place to do it alongside my regular shit. So,
but
It's an
but
absolute
people have
algorithm
said-
machine.
Yeah, exactly. And people have said in the comments like, "Oh, this is great." Like, I've felt like I've been trying to keep up with the community, and like I finally
And
feel
now
like
we
I
have
can
a
be way
place to
more
do it.
involved, even though I'm busy. And it's like,
Yeah,
that's good.
that's
That's
it.
exactly what we wanted from it. So
yes.
yeah, check that out if you haven't already. The link is down below in the description, along with too many other links in there as well. So
Yeah.
How many links are down there now?
You really don't need to be a part of any other YouTube channel or community. We've got you covered on all things.
yeah.
We do our
Because
best
between the
everywhere.
4 of us and our networks.
Unless none of us really care at all, and then look elsewhere, please, for the love of God.
Just pledge yourself to the 4 Pillars
never know.
community. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. And I had this moment today. Well, just before I sat down, I'm like, yeah, gotta get ready. So I get ready. I know you've been working all day, up early, get a coffee in the It's 9 o'clock at night, near 10 o'clock at night now. And then I thought, it's fine. I like this. It's not me hosting. You know what I mean? There's 3 other guys. I can just sort of sit back and relax. And I'm like, you can't though, can you, Tyler? Because
We're
they
all
don't know
autistic
yet. You know what I
children.
mean? They all don't know yet. Like,
No, I don't
like
know.
George
You do.
George and Ethan, you guys are new to this. So
Yeah.
like within a couple of months, you guys will be easily smashing it out. Whereas James, I know how it works. It's like
Yeah.
I do it. So you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
how
we know how it
is.
works. Yeah, I know how
You
it
can-
works. You do it.
You can cheerleader on as much as you want. To be fair, Tyler, I quite enjoy the way you segue stuff, but eventually this thing will be completely defined to the point where maybe George will go off on one, or I'll go off
yeah.
on one.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's gonna be brilliant when we finally find the groove. So if you think it's good now, it's gonna be beautiful.
Oh yeah, you just fucking wait.
Just wait for
You
the
just
game.
wait.
We've already got our own sort of dynamic between the 4 of us anyway. Like we've done so many podcasts together over the years. It's not necessarily new as much as it's now. We're working on it together and going to define it together.
Yeah.
Which you're right, things are going to change. And it's very exciting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm more than happy. I am who I am on these podcasts now, I think, and I know my role. So I'm more than happy to be the segue guy
You're
and
the
sort of
segue
keep us
guy.
on
You
track.
always have
keep us on
been.
track. Yeah.
You're the
Even
segue
since the
guy
days
when you
of the
start
Kill
headbutting
Chronicle.
your microphone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if you leave it to us and you don't say anything, we'll be sitting here for like 3 hours talking about
the
dumbest
sizes of bosses in
Yeah, the
Valhalla,
sizes
and I
of
wanted to
bosses.
Oh, that
kill
was
myself.
such a funny fucking
shit.
moment.
The different shoes that assassins wear or something.
That was
Don't
so
worry,
funny.
we've got plenty of dumb shit this episode.
Because all I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking in my head during that is like, this is the first 4 Pillars podcast. This is a big moment. let it go as long as it needs to go. Don't get upset. But honestly, I was furious. Like, I was so angry. I just wanted to sit there and be like, guys, can we just wrap this fucking shit up? Like, who gives a fuck about the sizes of bosses? Like, not even like how difficult they are and challenging. Like, let's just their physical size. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to be dead. I want to be dead. And
good.
But I'm like, Tyler, you can't get angry. You can't get upset. You can't wrap up the podcast because you're tired. This is the first of all, this podcast. It's a big moment. Just sit here and just survive. Like, I was just like, just survive.
It would have been funny if you did get mad, though.
It would have been...
It would have been excellent.
It would have been.
Nah, more people would have just been like, Tyler...
Oh my God,
why is he
boys,
fucking
Tyler
shouting, man? I don't know why I'm doing that voice for it, but...
that made-up moment in my head where they told Tyler to shut up was excellent and
oh my God, that is so
get the fuck out of here with that.
Oh, it was so satisfying when they all ganged up on Tyler and told him to shut the fuck up.
Listen here, Tyler, you fucking monster. I speak for the downtrodden.
Yeah, I loved it when I read that comment and I'm like... I don't really know what they're talking about. I just assume maybe that did happen. And then someone goes, oh, fuck yeah, when did that happen? They replied with the timestamp, and then they responded with, wow, that's such an epic moment. And then I watched the clip, and it's you guys being really nice to me. Like, Ethan goes, all right, we better talk about this part, like the side activities in Valhalla, and you're like, Tyler, you can sit this one out, you don't need to, deal with this. Yeah. And I'm like, thank you so much. That was the moment, and they're like, I love when he tells me to shut the fuck up.
Epic telling Tyler to shut up.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in reality, we don't like you, Tyler. And when you say your opinion on something that we disagree with, we get real mad and we tell you to shut up.
When you say bad things about Assassin's Creed, I get me fucking angry.
Listen here, Tyler, shut the fuck up. I really like this game. You really like to make things negative, don't you fucking bastard?
Oh, look at Tyler going back on his word again.
You'll play the next AC when it's announced, fucking loser.
Oh my God, I hate
don't have
these
a
comments.
Life. All you do is play AC. I'm not fucking projecting.
It's so good.
I still get those comments, and now I don't even know if they're ironic or not. You know what I mean? When someone's
it's becoming a meme now.
I'm not even going to respond to them anymore.
There's
I'm
no
done.
way of telling.
It's the new Unity after the patches.
Yeah, it is.
I can't wait till Tyler plays the next AC game. We all know Tyler's definitely going to play the next AC game and DLC of Valhalla. Laugh cry emoji.
Oh God!
Yeah. Oh God, I hate it. Skull emoji.
yeah.
I'm dead. I'm so dead. As if Tyler's thinking we're taking.
As if
him
Tyler
seriously.
thinks he's not going to play AC in the future. What a fucking
dead.
liar.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Just like when he said he wouldn't watch Daredevil and then watched Daredevil.
You know, I know Tyler's supposed to be the segue guy, but this has gone on far long enough.
Yeah.
Let's segue, boys.
Let's segue.
Well, let's talk about some of our ideas and what people can expect from this show. At least the basis of what we've got in our heads of what we want, and we still haven't figured it all out. We're definitely open to the community feedback.
Sure.
We want this podcast to be very community centric. I think that's what the four of us all agree upon. James, do you want to talk a bit about some of the ideas we have and a bit of basis of what we've talked about so far?
Yeah, I mean, so like you said, it's going to grow over time, and we want recommendations from people if there's any ideas for some interesting segments. But we got a few so far. We wanted to take inspiration from our own channels, so putting stuff that we do on our own channels and bringing it together on the network and on the podcast. So you know, when it comes to something like one of Ethan's topics, we've got like an actual comment segment that we want to jump into and take comment, like, you know, look at comments on the network and be like, oh look, this was
silly,
laugh
funny,
a bit.
insightful.
Yeah, and then you've got like quickfire topics from me. I put out a tweet on the 4 Pillars Network Twitter, which you can go follow. Link is down below if you want to be involved in quickfire topics on the network specifically. Asking for your guys' topics. So that's similar to the quickfire topic series that I do, and that's sort of what we want to do. Take inspiration from the stuff that we do on our channels and the stuff that we're interested in and the type of content we make, and put it all into the podcast. So it's going to develop over time, but also we want it to be very community focused too. So if there's any potential ideas that you guys have, listening or watching or whatever, that you think would work as a cool segment that involves community or would just be a good time to listen to and watch, then let us know. Comment in the comment section below and let us know what you guys would like to see. And it's sort of, you know, like something like Clubhouse over on As Always, we started off with it just sort of being this extra Kill Connor Club, sort of like a bonus episode almost, and then it developed into its own thing. It sort of became this lifestyle entertainment comedy podcast. And it just took a while to get there and develop, but we did that with the help of the people on, as always. So hopefully with this podcast we can do that similar sort of thing, but with the help of people on the network. So give us your input, let us know, and hopefully we can develop this shit with the community.
Yeah,
and it should be,
it's gonna be
banging.
With the best community on YouTube, might I add.
Yeah.
Just to brown nose him a little bit.
Yeah, the best community. We love you guys.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
I'm fully down for that.
Yeah.
Good shit.
What do you guys? So we've got a couple of things we've got planned for this episode. Obviously James just said we've got quickfire topics put out a tweet on the 4 Pillars Network Twitter. We're going to do actual comments, but we want to sort of talk about some of the comments we got from that first podcast, the first 4 Pillars podcast, have a bit of a laugh together on that, and maybe have a bit of a chat about... we thought there might be a good time to do like a game review segment on this show of when we've all played a game, and then we spend a segment just reviewing that game and having a chat about it. We all have fucking video game channels. It makes a lot of sense. And today we're going to talk, probably not a full game review, but we're going to talk a bit about our impressions of a game that the 4 of us have played by Lilimo Games, the game Habroxia 2. Mm-hmm. So friend of the 4 Pillars, Colin Moriarty, gave the 4 of us codes to Habroxia 2, so the 4 of us have all given it a crack and put a couple of hours in, and I wish I could say we've finished it, but the game's insanely difficult.
How many levels
and I can't get past level 3. I just can't seem to beat level 3.
Oh, I got to level 4. I feel elite. But no, then there was just a massive drill that kept fucking me up, and honestly...
It's a hard one. It's the Dark Souls of Habroxia, for real.
The Dark Souls of Habroxia.
There's 2 of them. It's a nice game. I think the first thing that struck me about it as really pleasant and quite refreshing was when you fire it up, one of the first things that it says to you is... you work hard for your money and your time is precious. Thanks for buying and playing our game. Which, I mean, for the first part buying part doesn't necessarily apply when we got codes, but it's still refreshing to read. You know what I mean? It's still very refreshing to read that message, and so from there I was like, yep, this is just a game that I'm gonna fire up and have fun with, And
it is a fun game.
It is fun.
It is very fun.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't mess about. It doesn't mess you about as a consumer either. It's a proper solid, I guess it's like an arcade style game, if that's the way to put it. And I like how it sort of structures itself, in the sense that you're not necessarily going to get through the level first try, but as you go you can get credits or whatever it's called and upgrade your ship, and it becomes easier and easier, and as you learn the level better as well, you start to know what to expect, and as a result of that you just zoom about, and it can be quite impressive actually for a retro styled game. It's incredibly impressive actually. I really enjoyed. I have a good time with it, and I'm sure I'll play it more.
George, do you want to talk a bit about your time with it? I'm interested to hear, but a bit about the background of the game. Do you know much of the background of this game?
To be honest, not really. I sort of booted it up and I watched the first, the initial cutscene and stuff like that. I don't know much about the game. I didn't play the first one, but I do know that as soon as I booted it up, I fell in love with the art style straight away. I really liked the soundtrack, and it made me actually want to play the first one. So I reckon at some point I'm going to buy the first one and play both of them, because I used to play games like this on my parents' old phones when I was a kid. There's games exactly like Habroxia, where you're playing as a ship and there's enemies and you have to dodge them and stuff like that. I love these types of games, and I love the upgrading system. It's no bullshit. It's not like, oh, these skills are useless. You got a skill tree. You got to level up. It's like you just go and you buy stuff. Everything in the upgrading system helps you. It's just a classic game. It's just fun.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth the money. It doesn't fuck you around. It gets you straight into it. You only have a tutorial, and then you're thrown straight into the game, and it's very simple. There's only 2 menus in the entire thing as well. It's just a really simple experience. I think sometimes you need that, compared to these huge blockbuster story titles.
It's a great breakup of that, hey?
Yeah, it is great. Yeah. And you can just sit there and chill, and if you don't want to listen to the game, you can put on a podcast like the 4 Pillars podcast or Streamcast or the As Always podcast. And it's a really good time. I really enjoyed my time with it. Great art style. great fun.
Yeah,
great game.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's like I mean, last year was it last year? I don't remember. We played Twin Breaker, which was the other game Colin worked on, and that was really good fun. You can see it's similar as like in style and stuff, and that's really nice. And sort of the way they approach how they interact with the player,
and tell the stories as well.
Yeah, and tell the stories and stuff. And yeah, I really like this. I mean, Twin Breaker was so fucking fun. Like I remember going through and playing the whole thing. I think I streamed it. It was like an As Always exclusive stream I did or something. Where I went through and played the whole thing. And I'm sure I'll play through the whole of this as well. But yeah, it's a similar where it's like super challenging. It's got really charming art style and everything, and the soundtrack is brilliant. It's just a really good, engaging, fun game, and I'd recommend it. Like if you need a game to play, something you might want to platinum, while you're listening to a podcast or something quick and easy, not like an Assassin's Creed or something. You know, something big and fat. You want something small and lean. This is that. So yeah, give it a look over, and see if you want to pick it up. But I'd recommend it. Anyway,
yeah, for sure.
From my
tastes, same. Definite recommend, because it's just refreshing above all else. Very satisfying, very fun, rewarding in simplistic ways. When you manage to beat that boss at the end of a level, knowing that if you fail, you'll be sent back to the beginning of the level, or you'll have to go and upgrade and grind away. But it's not necessarily a nasty grind. It's you feel like it's to the point and helpful, and
you get better every
You also
time.
learn the level as you go, and you need to do both. So it just doubles up as both, and it's really quite neat, and I had a good time with it. Granted, it did eat into me recording footage for another game I'm planning to do some form of video on, which is the Hitman trilogy, the recent Hitman trilogy. But that can wait. Fuck it. This Habroxia thing, it's the new craze, isn't it?
And it's as you were saying, Ethan, like you almost chip away at the levels, because you've got to look at it in the mindset of you're not, oh yeah, let's go to level 2, and then you're just like, I'll just smash through the level however long it takes. That's how long it'll take me to do it. No, you've got to look at it like, I'm going to fail this 20 times. But what you need to focus on is like, okay, what can I get out of this run of this level? And then chip away at the level of learning it. And because it's almost like mastering a speed run. You've got to keep doing it and doing it until you get so good at it that you're going to just be able to beat it by the end and know where everything is, and be at a high enough level of whatever you choose to upgrade, whether it's like your shot power, your speed, or anything like that. So it's a really well structured game. As James was saying, Twin Breaker was a really well designed game, and this is obviously a different sort of genre of retro game, but really well designed as well from what I've played so far. As I said, it's Lily Mo Games who developed it, who our friend Colin Moriarty's the writer for and the producer of Habroxia 2, and he owns a big portion of Lily Mo Games now, I believe. He also is a part of runs his own business in Last Stand Media. He has a great Patreon, a bunch of great podcasts that he does, including Sacred Symbols with Chris Raygun, Knockback, all that sort of stuff. So Colin's, great guy, and happy to love being able to support him and talk about his games and stuff. And if you want to hear a bit more about Habroxia 2, next week on the As Always podcast, we are interviewing and talking to Colin Moriarty.
Hey, he's coming back.
I've never had any interactions with Colin Moriarty at all. I don't know the guy, but from what you say, he sounds like a sound geezer. And if he is listening to this on the off chance, how you doing?
I'll send him the clip and to Lily Mo Games as well.
Nice,
so if they want to put it out anywhere on social media with us just having a chat about it,
that's cool.
I think for sure. Happy to share that.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
So it's highly recommend the game. It's a great game. It is a fun game, and I do like to break up the AAAs with these fun games. Even look back at not a Lily Mo game at all, but like a game like Celeste. Those sort of
Celeste
old Celeste is one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Celeste is the kind of game that pissed me the fuck off, and then I just sort of started loving it.
You never played it?
Man. I never finished it, but I've got to wait until Tyler's here again.
Yeah.
Celeste is the type of game that just
We'll
speaks
finally finish
to
the
you.
last level, yeah. And the DLC. We've got to do the DLC too.
I've never done the DLC.
There's
I
DLC
was
for
gonna wait.
Celeste?
I was gonna wait.
That'll be good.
I'll have to.
They added some mega extra level at the end. Yeah, it's fucking wild. So I'm very excited. Celeste's amazing. Yeah, but yeah, I love playing those just smaller, shorter, different types of games that give you stories on a different level and make your brain think like, oh, this is what games were made for when video games first started.
Yeah.
They're made to just be challenges. Like that's what it was about.
They were made
With
to
some
be
cool
difficult.
music, and make you think differently. Whereas games now are like combining genres and meeting what a TV show, how TV shows do stories and how movies do stories and do it in a similar way but expanded, and you can
more often
be the characters.
And more often than not, getting contrived and convoluted in itself.
Death
It's
Stranding.
and while there is definitely room for that, it's very refreshing to see a game that knows what it is, sticks to what it is, and is happy to just be that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just feels really fun in the process. So it's almost like a game from the past, but still fun. Those games that are just timeless. Those games that you'll never grow tired of because they're just brilliant.
Gallagher.
Four Pillars love Habroxia too.
I guess it's one of those.
Yeah.
I guess it's one of those, at least in the style of one of those, and I think it does that very well. So I definitely will be playing more of it. That's for sure. I'm not done.
Like
it will not beat me.
Yeah, no, hopefully not. When you got like Sonic Mania that came out was like this modern game that played just like old school Sonic, like the first Sonic the Hedgehog. It's so similar to that, where you're like, this feels like a game that came out a long time ago, but it came out now, and it's still endlessly fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice to have those. It's just good, honest fun. So
For sure.
That's what gaming is.
That's what gaming is. Yeah, exactly. If you're into the gaming, then you'll be into this.
It's available on PS Vita, PS4/PS5, and Xbox and Nintendo Switch, I believe, as well. So available everywhere. Go check it out. And I mean, they're not paying us to advertise this, talk about this. Like Colin just wanted to send us, message me and sent us codes when I asked for 4, so we all got them.
Nice one.
And I thought, let's talk about it. Like, Colin's a friend, and he makes great content and writes great games. So I'm happy to chat about it. Look forward to talking to him about it next week.
It's our job, Maybe next time we'll review a game that's bad.
Maybe
Well, we did that. We did a bad game last week and then a good game this week. So we're evening it.
He's fucking done it, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Honestly, Tyler,
he's
shut
fucking-
the
Listen
fuck
here,
up.
Tyler. Shut up.
I think I speak on behalf of all the commenters when I say that was satisfying.
Classic.
Oh, blimey.
God.
We're off to a great
amazing.
start, boys. This is magnificent.
For real, man.
Incredible.
Do we? Well, let's jump into the next segment. Actual comments, and let's talk about
fuck
this. Let's
yeah.
talk
Right,
about
let's
the
fire up.
Yeah.
Let's
Perfect
fire up
segue.
for that comment section and see what magic that it was. Okay, so for context, in the last episode, if you missed it, if you did miss it, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Watch
come
it.
on.
Or listen to it, or do something and listen to it. We have a great discussion where we basically go into spoilers and all sorts, all over the place with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Probably need to structure our spoiler casts a little better going forward, but it was a good first step because it was just us. Anywho, so in response to in response to our points, there were some comments. Some were fascinating, and others were maybe intriguing, maybe insightful, and some were dumb. There's no other word for them besides from maybe missing a few brain cells, if you know what I mean. So, does anyone here have any comments that they would like to read out?
Ooh, I mean, I already talked about the first one when someone was like, "Oh, I can't wait for some." So satisfying when they told Tyler to shut the fuck up. Like that was my favorite.
Best comment, some might say.
Crazy
so
Savage has a point I would like to bring up.
Go on.
Tyler shits on this game non-stop, but he 100%ed Odyssey, Lamau. I am genuinely curious how you managed that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Odyssey was so brainless to me, but I also knew going in, I'm like, this isn't gonna be good. But you got to understand why I actually don't like Valhalla more than Odyssey in the simple fact of, obviously I think Valhalla's a better game, Valhalla's a way better game, obviously, no question.
In a lot of subtle
But
ways.
I knew Odyssey was going to suck. I had high hopes for Valhalla. So it's almost like Valhalla makes me angrier than Odyssey makes me. Whereas Odyssey was so mindless, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. And it was so easy and just like, I don't know. I was so used to it. It was such a habit. I've got to platinum every Assassin's Creed game. I've platinumed every single Assassin's Creed game up until Odyssey. I'm never going to platinum Valhalla. And then it was just out of habit. It was just out of habit. And it was honestly, I just like to say this. Odyssey took me less time to platinum than it took me to just finish the main story of Valhalla. So fuck you.
How the fuck did you platinum Odyssey
that's
in like less than
disgusting.
65 hours?
In a way,
I finished Valhalla in 80 hours. I platinumed Origins in 77. I platinumed Odyssey in 75. Origins took longer than Odyssey to platinum.
How?
I guess it just
because
has
Origins
trophies.
Origins trophies you literally have to complete every location. Odyssey you didn't need to do that.
I'd imagine
I didn't actually have to do everything in Odyssey to platinum it. It was actually a much easier game to platinum. It's not that hard. It wasn't that hard.
It's just not a very well made game, is it? So they went, let's make easy trophies that you can get.
No, it was very easy to platinum Odyssey.
I'll be doing that tonight then.
Yeah. Here's another comment that fascinates me a little bit. This one's not necessarily stupid or anything. It's just something that I'm puzzled by. It is so awesome seeing these four guys who I've watched for a while, but somehow didn't know that they knew each other, come together and make a podcast. This is like the Avengers for me. And my thought, how do you not know this?
Yeah.
It's literally the most advertised thing that we.
I mean, people don't know that James is my brother, so
true. Yeah.
Oh
people
my
don't
god.
know anything.
A lot of people will be like, when I found out that James and George were related, my jaw was wide open.
I mean, people
like,
think that me, you, and
alright.
Ethan are the same person. I got a comment
Yeah,
the other day
they do.
that was like, I'm convinced they're the same person.
Do I look like the same person? I'm
It's
sorry.
so weird.
I'm
we don't like. I can understand when you think me and George are the same person.
Yeah, but I'm a completely
because
different bloke. You see,
It's
George
weird,
is
yeah.
George is an ordinary guy. James is a goblin, and me, fucking hell, I have no clue what I am.
What the fuck?
Give the goblin some gold.
A goblin.
That's it, mate.
But yeah, it's fucking weird.
Joke.
That is
We
fucking
landed
weird.
one, boys.
People will be like, you and Ethan just sound the same. I'm like, our accent is completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
Since when did like a light Northampton accent sound anywhere remotely similar to like a West Country Mancunian hybrid?
It's so weird.
I know I go from accent to accent. Sometimes it might sound a bit more northern, if you know what I mean. And other times it might sound a bit more West Country, but it's never too pronounced, so it's very subtle. But if you listen, it's not the same thing. I get this all the time. You sound like this other person, and I listen to them. The only thing that we actually have in common is we have general British accent.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so odd. I can't imagine not being from the UK and just thinking every English accent sounds the same.
That's just Americans for you, though. Americans don't understand.
It is just Americans.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
There are some really diverse accents in the UK. Some of them we need to burn. The Scouse accent needs to die in a fucking grease fire. The Geordie accent needs to go as well. And now I'm gonna get stabbed. The West Country accent, I like it, but we're all bumpkins. We're all farmers in that.
The Wurzel accent.
The good old West. I like the Mancunian accent and the Northern in general. It's just I hear it on a daily, don't I? So I sort of have to. Otherwise, I think I'd bang my head against a wall. But no, accents in the UK are so diverse, and yet people go, "You all sound the same," and it's like, what?
It's
not
mental.
true.
It's like we come
Just
from
not true.
Do you have it?
Country.
It's weird as well because it's always like Americans who say it, and you can tell the difference between different American accents just fine. Like you can tell if someone's from the South or from New York
You can
or
normally
somewhere else.
place an accent, yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely it's so weird.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. But it's magnificent.
Then you have Australia, where we're one of the biggest, most spread out countries in the world, and yet we all have the same accent.
Tyler,
like,
I love you.
Like, yeah, okay, George.
Tyler, don't say that.
See, the thing is, right, Tyler, I don't think I've ever heard an Australian who sounds like you.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I have
animated.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very clear, like, people from other countries think I'm English, unless they're English, you know what I mean? Like, people think, like, other European countries or Americans can sometimes think I'm English and not Australian, because I speak very clearly, Whereas, like, I mean, a lot of Australians can talk really fast, and like
maybe James is rubbing off on you.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe talking to James too much, talking to you fucking autismos
combined our accents.
It's just how James sometimes sounds Australian.
Is lasers from the United Kingdom or the Australia? I
don't know what's going on, man.
I don't know. Bit of both, perhaps at the same time.
You both sound exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another comment.
Talking of comments, before, I've got one right here.
Okay, you go first.
I'd like to interject with. So, I threw this in the group chat, but it made me laugh. So, this is from Stefriani Gallant, who says, lol, do you guys get excited when the Vikings come onto you? Like, all the time, lol. Sounds like a punt, but it ain't. Just wanted your opinion on the matter. And then he goes on to say... Yeah, and then he goes on to say, and... that the blacksmith hammer is really nicer than Thor's, comma, isn't so cool that you cannot throw Thor's hammer, comma, Halden can throw his, lol.
I see where he's coming from about the blacksmith's hammer. Have you seen the guy who photoshopped Thor, from the MCU to just have a regular hammer? It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
Now, is he talking about the hammer, or is he talking about another type of hammer?
He's talking about hammering, for sure.
Because I know the Gloucestershire arc is based around Gunner's hammer. And where he gets that.
Right, I see. I see what you're saying.
I think you nailed that one,
But do you get excited when the Vikings come onto you?
I do.
I get very excited when the Vikings come onto me. Yeah, no. Big bearded men. My thing. Such a strange comment because you don't know what it means.
I have no idea what he's asking.
Here's a baffling comment that made me laugh. Right, it's from a guy called Michael Morgenstern, and it reads as follows: over 13 minutes of talking before you even get to the game. Really, notice how we're introducing a brand new podcast. We tend to talk about the fact that it's a new podcast.
Those fucking comments, man.
Yeah, it's like,
oh my god. Click here to get to the actual podcast. Thank me later.
Podcast starts at.
Yeah.
Oh god. Here's another one that's fucked. I don't know if fucked, but it's one of those ones that I read a few times, but I couldn't quite make sense of it. And it's a bit odd. So let me just read it out to you. It's from a guy called Jose Austin, and it's a mouthful. So let's give it a go, shall we? With all due respect to the 4 pillars, before you can objectively give your opinion on a game, I would think he, the one member, would play the game the whole way through. I played Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. Well, spelt Valhalla. I seen things in there that could have been better. It could have been added on there, and also things that I didn't like at all. Or I can say, well, this was a waste of time. I didn't make any sense, or there's a lot of grinding here for nothing but I can give my objective opinion on the game because I play the game all the way through. If you give up in the prologue or epilogue of a game, how can you sit there and give a well-informed, objective opinion on a game when you really haven't been playing all the way through? Overall, you guys make very good points, but it does seem to be more of a gang bashing and making fun of instead of calling it down to the middle, and also put some emphasis on what they did great and if they need to do more of. If I was Ubisoft, why would you want to be Ubisoft? I would also like to look at some of these reviews and take your opinions in what I should do to make your game better and bring back the assassin in Assassin's Creed. Because in a sense, you are right, there isn't enough sneaking around and killing people quietly. We are borrowing in for offense mode most of the time. I think in Origins, I could do a lot more assassination, and I worked on my defense. I am offense in the game, but with Odyssey, Alexio, that's who I played as, was so over-the-top powerful. Maybe because he had more Isu DNA. I basically stayed 90 to 95% on offense mode.
I am on offense mode.
Top 5 offense modes with Jose Austin. Oh god, I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make.
Look, boys, let's call it down the middle, all right?
I don't know what to make of that entire thing.
Next time we do a review, we gotta call it down the middle.
Yeah, we gotta call it down the middle.
In the time that it took me to read that entire thing out, you could have opened that and scrolled to find the exact comment
I fucking love comments like that where it's just incoherent,
it's
scrawlings.
incoherent. I think
It's like,
I think it's definitely come from a place of broken English.
Yeah.
But I think it comes across as somebody's just literally started their sentence and then started to tap the autofill on their phone.
They just never ended it. They never ended their sentence. It just continues exponentially.
Obviously, they spend a lot of time talking about Assassin's Creed. They couldn't be asked, just hit autofill, and that's what they came up with. And I think it's brilliant because it gave me something to read.
Please.
I need to read more because I can't read. I look at it and go but I think I did that just fine.
If English isn't your first language, please comment on this podcast.
Yeah, please.
And the worse your English is, the better, please.
Yeah. Just be a good sport about it. You'll be
What
alright.
we'll get Mario down there pretending to not know.
Oh yeah,
That's all
true.
we'll get.
You can only be a genuine non-native English speaker. You can't pretend, or else you get disqualified.
Yeah, exactly.
Mario isn't a native English speaker, and yet he speaks it better than a lot of English people.
Better than me.
Better
it's
than
funny.
me for sure. I mean, I live near Bolton, so
It's the Badlands.
most of the language is slang these days. It's a completely different language.
It's farmer slang.
It's all mad stuff. It's not farmer slang. It's like a rough slang of just talking pure bollocks. It makes sense to me, and it makes sense to my pals, but it wouldn't make sense to anybody else.
We went there. It would sound like you're speaking in like fucking old English or something.
It wouldn't sound
Like
like
that
old
woman
English.
from
It would sound just. I don't even know.
Yeah, the woman from Valhalla, James.
Yeah, the Gloucestershire arc. Yeah.
She sounds so dumb.
Yeah.
Let's have a look through.
I've got one more comment. I've got one.
Okay.
It's when it's referencing when Tyler. I don't know if you guys re-listen to the podcast, but it's when Tyler in the podcast goes, "Cash me outside." How about that? I didn't notice it on the recording, but
No one said anything. I was like, I thought you guys would be giving me so much shit for that reference, and no one said anything. I was like, wow, you guys let me off the hook with that one. That was lucky.
it was so fucking funny. I just wasn't expecting it. I listened to it back, and I was like, "Where the fuck did that come from?"
Catch me outside.
Stupid.
It was just
So stupid.
Yeah,
Oh,
keep
that's
doing
great.
old memes. Next episode, we want a damn Daniel from you, Tyler.
Oh,
Well, you guys know I'm the boomer here. You guys know I'm the old man here.
Can we get some old meme? Every episode we need to get Tyler to say an old
Tyler
meme.
needs to squeeze.
But he
in
needs
an
to
old
do it
meme,
naturally. He needs to find the place where it
Yeah.
fits.
Oh yeah.
That way, if nothing else, I know you'll make Toby very happy. But
Yeah.
beyond that,
the my longest
Yeah,
boy
no,
ever.
no,
God
no,
knows.
no.
no, but he's really easy to please with memes. To be fair,
Yeah, it's true.
He is.
He's
Throw
he's
Pepe in, he's loving it.
He doesn't just train dogs; he is a dog.
In
Like,
fact-
he's
in
just
fact,
like
he-
a little golden
if-
retriever.
in fact, last night he asked me to send him a meme that was really specific that I sent him that I didn't think about at the time, but it was something that I thought he'd enjoy. And it's just a picture of beans with a rat wearing jeans, and the caption is, "Despite all my beans, I'm still just a rat in some jeans." And that is it. That's the meme.
Toby
But he loves
that,
it.
Yeah.
He loves it.
That's so Toby.
Um,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was this comment then? Or was this not? Was this just
what?
George? I thought you said you've got one, and then you
Yeah,
just
no, I
didn't- there
did.
was
It was the comment is "Cash me outside." How about that? Basim,
Oh,
1873
right.
AD.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah. Here's one. I made a joke about I forget Abby from The Last of Us doing bench presses because she's hard. As like, you know, obviously I'm taking the piss a little bit, but also taking the piss out of virgins who find it weird that that's a thing. And here's a comment
Women
that's so
can't
off
get to
point
that level.
but funny. Have you guys ever seen a woman who does bench presses? Have you seen most men who do bench presses? They do not look like Abby. I don't understand. Why do you fucking care?
Yeah, honestly.
You've won. That's it. Actually, that's a compelling argument. You've won. In reality, you're right, Abby. It's unrealistic. Women can't get muscles. It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Doesn't happen.
It's not even that. It just doesn't. Why is that something that bothers you?
Yeah,
'Cause it's a
honestly.
woman.
Oh, I found
why.
I found the comment. I found the
Well
comment.
The comment.
The
oh
comment.
God, let's
from
go.
Chris of the K. Damn, the part where you finally told Tyler to shut up was so good. It was a genuine conversation about Valhalla, about its ups and downs, not just trying to be cool because you scream that you don't like something others like. Tyler, when you shit on something that's objectively good, it doesn't make you cool. It makes you look stupid.
Objectively good. No, he's got you there, Tyler. He said objectively before you.
He did say objectively.
He's won.
Yeah.
But the responses are fucking awesome. The random guy .cowboy says, "Damn, when did that happen?" Like Craft emoji timestamp. Chris responds with the timestamp. It's 1 hour 33:46. Ollie, as in Gaz, goes objectively good, lol. But then Hubert Frenzel goes, OMG, yes, I'm so sick of his bullshit.
Okay, here's a weird thing that completely undermines their entire argument, right? If you were
so
shitting
good.
on it, if you went to them and shat on it and they liked it, that would be a bit of an arse move. But this is your own platform. Say what you fucking want. I don't understand.
So dumb, yeah. Oh
You're
my
not catering to this man.
Oh, dude.
We're not
And
catering
he's
to this
sick of
one
your
man who's
shit.
really
It's
satisfied
so weird when you get these people in the comments that are like so mad that you're not catering to their specific opinion of the game.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
It's crazy.
Like I
man.
just
get
don't,
death
I
threats
do
over
not
this
get
shit
it.
sometimes,
I
don't you?
don't
It's
get
like,
it.
it's like, come on, just send more. I love a
It's
good, I love a
fucking
good
mad.
death threat. I love a good death threat. They're fun.
And like the whole concept of an objective opinion is the most baffling fucking thing that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
If you like, people are like, why don't you give an objective review? I'm like, to review
How?
a game, there has to be an opinion
Fucking
involved.
how?
An objective review would be saying this game is called Assassin's Creed. It has Vikings. That's objective.
Yeah.
Because it can't be disputed. To then say, therefore, like one of the like an objective review would be like, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has glitches in it. The subjective part would be this is a bad thing, because to other people that could be a good thing. You can't
Yeah,
objectively
Todd
say
Howard's
whether
playing
something's
it
good or
and he's like,
bad.
this is
I always thought
fucking
that the glitches
retarded.
were a good thing because they're funny, and
They're a
that
feature.
was what I needed while
Exactly.
playing this game.
There it is.
They're funny, but you know, I'd still do away with them. So take that as you will.
Put more in.
Nah,
But
I
you,
really like
I
the
don't
bit where
understand.
Chaelbert glitches
Give an
into the ground.
objective opinion about the game just means I don't agree. That's what it means. It means I don't agree. So you must be biased, and I'm fine. It's like, no, we're just as biased as each other.
Exactly.
Like, that's
Oh
the
my
point of an
God.
opinion.
Yeah, it's fucking biased. That's the
Just
fucking point.
It's a better word would be polarized, and that's just the nature of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
It's
Some
mad.
people just chat mad bollocks like this is not objective at all. Would you like me to just sit here and tell you what the game is?
Thing is, even
yeah,
if
The
you
like,
game
what the
is this,
fuck?
not I think this about the game or I think that about the game, because you can watch a million videos from Ubisoft themselves talking about, oh, the game is this and Vikings. Yeah, great, brilliant.
like, even if you do like watch a video and someone's saying things that you disagree with, imagine getting like angry.
Yeah,
Imagine
getting
forgetting that
angry
you can
about
just
that.
click off.
Yeah. Well, like
couldn't be
imagine
these
just
people.
not taking their opinion for what it is, like just an opposing opinion.
their
Like it doesn't
opinion.
change
Yeah.
my opinion on a game when someone goes, "Oh, I didn't fucking like this."
Yeah.
It's like when
so
Down
weird.
with
I
Thrust says that the climbing in Assassin's Creed 1 is automated.
Oh my god.
In fairness, though, I genuinely, there's not much I love more than upsetting people on
No, it's
videos. Like,
great.
I knew...
See, Tyler's is a horrible
This-
negative hater. He likes
I-
upsetting people. Disgusting.
I knew
Shut up.
the Valhalla spoiler cast was going to get so much hate. I actually got way less than I expected. But it makes me laugh. Like, I read the comments. I find it fucking awesome.
He
Like, I
revels
don't...
in
I
it.
love
I
it.
don't
It's so much
I've
fun.
never read a negative comment about me, especially, like, obviously when you start YouTube, it's different. I remember I used to when I was,
Alright.
like, 16, I used to argue with people. Like, how dumb that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it's like, it's my favorite thing. And like I titled my review that I released, my last Assassin's Creed game, knowing people are going to get fucking furious. And as much as I was shocked by how much positivity I received, the amount of hate I got was so fucking delicious. Like,
Yeah.
I was fucking
It's
frothed.
so funny that someone will get that angry that you're never going to play an Assassin's Creed again.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean, Tyler? You're never going to play an Assassin's Creed, but I am.
I'm almost
Tyler.
inclined to
I am
believe-
going to play another one.
I'm almost inclined to believe that Tyler is disappointed at positive feedback.
Yes, he needs people
He looks
to
at
hate
it and
him.
goes, nah, too mild.
You need
Yeah.
the bad stuff. It's
I
why
mean,
played the villain in the multiplayer
I'm a
battle.
similar way, because obviously when I do these actual comments videos, I need comments. So I need people to absolutely go off on a fucking clown tangent so that I can put that in the video and go, funny. You know? And these days it's devolved into all sorts of madness. But my favourite comments of all to receive are death threats. Because you
I can
know
do that,
that it's going to be from some skinny weirdo virgin living in his mum's basement.
Yeah, or a real life Templar.
Probably has no vitamin D whatsoever.
Just say Templar, James.
Just sat there drinking and furiously
James and I both
masturbating
got
to all
death
sorts
threats
of weird
from
porn.
Yeah.
James and I both got real life death threats from. Well, he got it from a real life Templar. I got it from his cousin. to
Real life
decapitate me.
Templar.
Real life
Yeah.
Templar's
Yeah, like
cousin.
this guy sent. It's one of our best podcasts of all time. The As Always
It is
podcast. We talk
brilliant.
about Carson and Catarino, and then James talking about how this guy in a big Templar shirt was talking about how he's going to shoot James in the head if he ever came to America.
Yeah.
And then we made fun of him on the podcast for it. And then his cousin DM'd me on Instagram, and his face is just his Instagram is just this like big fat dude in a balaclava on his head, and he was talking about how he's going to come to Australia and cut my head off. So I asked him, I was like, I'll send you my address if you want. You can come to the
fucking
middle
of the outback. Send him right
and
to
then
the middle.
And then he blocked me. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
the
bro,
Templar
you
blocked
just
me as
threatened
well.
to end my life.
In
and then
a
he blocked
gruesome
me.
way.
He said he'd chop
So
my head off
mental.
if I don't delete the podcast. If I don't make James delete the podcast, he's going to come to Australia and chop my head off. And I'm like, here's my address. Fucking come try. Come. Like,
Why did you give the man
So
your
mental.
address? I mean, I understand calling his bluff, but I mean, now
He's a
he can just
Templar,
share that
and
with
he-
everyone. Then you're going to get all
Tyler's
sorts
an
in the
assassin.
post.
well, maybe, yeah.
The last
Yeah,
time
maybe.
James opened a PO box, he got dildos and shit.
Yeah, I did
It'll
do
be
that.
that
Stuck it
again.
on my
inflatable
wall.
More
sex
communist
doll
flags
sheet.
and satanic Bibles and.
Oh,
Mein
Ethan,
Kampf
I'm smart on that.
copies.
You don't think I played it a bit safe? You don't think I sort of, you know?
He sent him the neighbour's address instead.
I was thinking you would have sent him to the middle of the outback somewhere, just some random gaff.
It was some fucked up random location.
Yeah, that makes most sense. Somewhere where
Yeah.
they're more than likely going to die on the way to it.
Yeah, and
Jesus.
it's not
Because
because
it's
I would
Australia.
happily share. Yeah, it's exactly your point. You don't want him to share it publicly, but I'd happily have him come to my house. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm not asked.
He comes
I've
to
never,
your
I don't think
Catch me
I've
outside,
ever-
man. How about that?
Yeah,
don't
just
think
catch me
Yes,
outside.
My name's Jeff, so it's fine.
My name's Jeff.
I don't think there's ever been a time where I've taken a threat online seriously. Someone threatens you, it's like,
No, I do.
Great.
I'll start
Yeah,
barricading
great.
the windows.
great, what a
Because
pathetic
also,
little
he's
child.
not coming to Australia. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not
Yeah,
coming.
it's not
like, you know
happening,
what I mean?
no.
He is,
And it's not
Tyler.
that it's not that just like, dude, yeah, I'll send you my address because I'll fucking fight you.
It's
I'll fucking hard.
do you,
It's
man.
It's
doubly
like
funny
you're
because
not
he probably
coming.
doesn't
You're
have
not
a job
gonna.
and can't afford to.
Yeah, you're not actually gonna spend thousands of dollars on a plane flight and come here. I'll happily send you my address.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably
Not
couldn't
coming.
now anyway because of everything.
Sent- You'd be mega wounded if the man sent anthrax in the post. Oh wait, you live in Australia. Border control would catch that. It's fine.
Well, Tyler, I'm
Yeah.
coming over to Australia and I'm gonna kill you in such a brutal way, man. So you better watch out.
I'm gonna
Watch your
chef
back.
you up the Bolton way.
I'll shoot
Yeah.
you in the head as
Whip,
soon as you get off that
whip
plane.
out the shank. It's time.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's
Safe, you dickhead.
Oh, I fucking love comments. Just so brilliant.
They are
Everyone's
they're something else
fucking
sometimes.
idiots.
Please continue
Truly
commenting
incredible.
every thought that comes into your mind.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
do.
just
Oh, I
comment
love that
everything.
comment that George got on his brother retrospective where someone had a dream about being an assassin. Wait, can you read that?
Yes,
Go find that and read
yes,
that. We can
yes.
make
Oh
that
yeah,
our
for sure.
actual
I need
comment.
to hear
God,
this.
it's so
It's
fucking
incredible.
funny. Right, okay. Oh, it's amazing. I'm so glad he commented this. It's like a book.
What? A
Okay,
book?
well, it's not that big. It's like a paragraph, but listen to this,
It's very
okay?
descriptive,
Alright,
though.
It's from
That'll
a
be the
gay...
best
Co-
read.
gay? Jesus.
Yeah.
It's from a guy called Dark Gamer Bro. Okay?
No, it's fine.
He says, okay, so basically I had a lucid dream where I was assassin in 1189. I was none other than Altair himself. My mission was simple. Kill the target, but escape. It is going to be made on its own. I kill targets. I kill target. Now, if you ever watched Assassin's Creed, you know when you kill your target, you talk with them inside that empty space or something. And I was going to end his talk. I said, I said, Requiescat in pace bastardo. Rest in peace, bastard, in brackets, just in case you didn't know what that meant.
Why the fuck would Altair
It's classic. It's what Altair says. He speaks in Italian and
Latin.
Latin at the same time. And he said, I don't think so. Then he pulls out Apple of Eden and knocked me back into reality. Then the Assassin's Creed 1 chase theme starts, and I start climbing up building and running. In the blink of eye, he kept getting closer and closer. I need to compose myself.
Oh god.
Then he hits me off the building, and I perform Leap of Faith. He tries killing me, but he almost made it. I hid in the crowd, but he was coming again, and again. When I came in the dead end,
He must really like you.
I pulled out Altair's sword. Then he uses Apple of Eden to revive every single target that I assassinated in my lucid dreams. I beat them, but then he clones himself. I managed to beat his clones, but he throws 6 throwing knives in me. But I shoot him with the hidden gun. Then, the glitching from AC1 when you are in Animus and you are shown controls. That glitch has happened.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I would have not, even if this was commented on any of my videos, I couldn't have read it. I would have read one sentence and be like, I don't care.
I've got to say this, right? The best part about that comment is the implication that he dreams about this shit often.
Yeah, it's like a series.
series.
It's like there's this last line.
It's a series
listen
to
to
him,
this.
but to us it's just ramblings of madness.
Listen
He's
to
also
this final
probably
line.
making huge portions of that up, because there's no way you'd remember that much detail of your dreams.
Oh my god.
I
There's
wake
one
up
line-
and I'm
there's
like,
one
what
line
the fuck
that
did I
Dark-
dream about?
Dark Gamer Bro leaves us with one line at the end, and he says, "And then I woke up and my body hurted on places where that guy threw knives in me." And that's the end.
His body hurted.
I hope he does more lucid dreams and lets us know. Because
Please.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
That has got some really 2015 ran by the train energy.
Yeah, that is. I'm so honestly, Dark Gamer Bro. If you're listening to this, man, please tell us more about your dreams, because
Yeah, no, these are magnificent. I'm quite
Jacob,
I'm
get
quite
round.
invested. I shouldn't be invested, but I am.
I know it's like a proper story. It's
Truly
better
incredible.
than
I was fucking
better than Odyssey.
crying during that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, there were moments in that where I wasn't sure how I was going to keep composed. People dream about that stuff, you know. People are like laying there in bed having a kip, and they dream about Assassin's Creed.
It hurted where he threw knives at me.
It hurted where it threw. Yeah, exactly.
The fact that he was lucid dreaming implies that he chose to dream about this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're lucid dreaming, you're very aware and you can make shit happen in your dreams. Like, he chose to do this.
It's like you could do anything anything conceivable you can do, but he's like, no, I want to be Altair in 1189, doing epic assassino stuff. That's commendable. All right, that's a true assassin there.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
It's-
A true assassin.
I'm amazed. I am genuinely amazed.
How is this my job? Like,
How is
I
this
think
your-
about that a lot in my life, but it's times like these when people ask me what I do and they're like, "What's your podcast about?" Well,
I don't
on
know.
the last one, I sat there talking about how a guy dreamed about being an assassino. Like, that was what we did. We talked about that. And
This is normal
You know what I mean?
podcast shit. It was just we're not too far away from talking about Florida, man. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
That guy is Florida.
it's
man.
wild.
That
It's
guy is
wild.
obviously Florida, man. Yes.
Yeah.
It's wild.
They have
Do
a
we
fruit.
want to get into quickfire topics?
We
We
do.
can get into
Yeah,
quick
let's
Otherwise
fire
we'll be
topics.
here
Move it
forever.
along.
I've got some topics for you boys, alright?
Oh,
This
yes,
is
it's
gonna
juicy.
be-
Yeah.
this is gonna
So
be some
for
good
those
stuff,
who
okay?
may not, if you haven't realized it, because actual comments like Ethan show, he sort of runs that segment. Quickfire topics is James's show. He runs this segment, so that's sort of how this works. We just jump in. That's how sort of the concept is at this
Yeah,
stage.
that's the concept of the show. Right, so I've got a couple here, right? First up, the first one, which I thought was pretty interesting as a topic idea that we could get some discussion going, is from Kaiser Phoenix, who says, "Are there any videos you regret making? Like you look back at them and wish you never made them?"
Oh my god.
Do you guys have any of those?
Right. That's a
This is going to be
great
really surprising,
topic.
but no.
Don't have any. Not even one.
Swag, maybe.
No, dude.
Swag, no,
Dude,
you can't
I'm
have
telling
thoughts
you,
together.
wouldn't be here. You would not be here if it wasn't for Swag.
No, you'd be dead.
See-
you would have ended it all.
I rest my case.
That's a
That's the
He's
point,
done
that's
us.
the point.
He's fucking done
Good
us.
point.
yeah. I see
Any
what you're saying.
videos that you regret making?
I absolutely would have wormed my way into your lives somehow, some other way. By the way,
That's true.
I
The
am.
parasite you are.
I am literally a cockroach. You can't kill me. You can't get rid of me. I'm always there.
He's here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Videos
Yes.
that I would regret making.
Yeah, if you could take it back, you'd take it back.
Fuck. This is such a difficult one.
It is a difficult one because I have so many.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
I
I've
don't
got
know.
one
I don't think
actually.
I think all my early videos are so bad. I wish I deleted them much earlier, but it's too late now.
I've got one.
You, Okay, George, go on.
Yeah, what is
It's
it?
it's such a shit video. It's so bad. It's like 4 years ago when I was uploading like daily Assassin's Creed content and I was fully running out of stuff to make. And so you remember that old like the target render gameplay for Assassin's Creed 3? I basically just downloaded that, did a bit of commentary before it, going, "Oh, this is really cool, guys. It's what AC3 could have been." And then I just play the gameplay, and then the video ends. That's it.
Oh, I remember
7
that.
minutes.
Yeah, I actually remember that. Yeah, I remember
You know what?
that.
I just make it a point to never regret any video that I'd happily leave up at this point because I just don't care.
I mean, I've kept it up.
I
It's
don't
got
care. That's not the content I
150,000
make
views,
now. I like to see the evolution in a sense. So
Yeah,
I don't think regret's ever a thing that occurs to me. It's like, I did that once. I wouldn't do it now. But I mean, I could. It would make me money. But
yeah, I can tell you, there's a few that I definitely regret making. Definitely regret making. One of those. Let's just go through them, shall we? So
in the
first
crowd
was So first one being the sleeping dogs in the crowd video that I made.
That was a bad one.
Yeah,
bad. Don't do it, James.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was
Second of all,
a mistake.
even worse, was my Blade in the Crowd video, my very first in the crowd video I ever did. I opened it.
I remember it now.
Said the N word in the first 5 seconds of the video.
Oh, Jesus. That was a bad call, wasn't it?
It's bad, yeah.
But back then, like, I remember knowing, and here's the thing, James, you do know that I knew you'd change to this, right? Like, I remember telling you at the time, I'm like, dude, you don't want to do this.
I had to learn for myself, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, and I knew that. That's why I didn't actually say anything really. I never got annoyed at you or angry at you and went and said, "No, dude, fuck this. You can't say that." I was like, I know you well enough. I've been friends for long enough. I know that you're not meaning to do this. Mm-hmm. You are gonna regret this one day, and you're gonna change your mind. I just knew it was gonna happen because you're not a bad person. You're not a bad person. You're not actually a fucking racist.
Yeah.
You were just trying to prove this free speech point, and I'm like, you're gonna fucking change your mind.
So backwards as well.
Yeah, and then here we are. You know, you grew up.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, though. And like, people don't give people room to grow and change. Like, people will just cancel a fucking 15-year-old right away for saying something that they'll probably regret in a year's time.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't do that. Just like, point out that maybe that's wrong, but like, you got to give people room to grow, and no one really wants to do that. So,
I mean, bear in mind, it was during a period of time where like Filthy Frank and iDubbbz were like at the height of YouTube fame. Yeah. So being like, edgy and reactionary was really cool, and like we looked up to it a lot in our youth. Even though it's really reckless and doesn't have a place on this platform.
Bad, no good. Don't like it.
Yes.
Well, thank God that's all in the past. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Ethan and I are very relieved.
Yeah.
And on top of that, final video that I regret making is where to find bikes tomb in Assassin's Creed Origins. Get rid of it. Don't want it.
It got you like 1 million views.
That got like a million views. Why would you regret? Why would you regret the money that made you?
I hate it. How much money did it make me? Let me have a quick look.
You did the fucking Evil's tomb video, you dickhead.
5 minutes of work made you pure bank, and you're regretting it.
Since lifetime, it's made. Whoa! It's made me £1,500.
Whoa, that's a decent.
That's just mad bank. See what I mean?
Yeah, it's on 1 million views. Oh,
I
nearly 1.1
mid-rolls in there real quick.
That's what you did from a day's work, right? My most popular video. Let's see how much that made me. I don't think it made me anywhere near that much money. But it probably made me quite a few. It's an explanation of the hidden blade finger sacrifice. Probably not even a great one. Since uploaded, let's have a look. £4,000. That's how much that thing made me. Over 3 million views.
Let's go then. Okay, here's an idea. I'm gonna go into my most viewed video then. Let's see how much it made me. This is Assassin's Creed Origins, the story so far, right, with 1.8 million views. It made me a grand total of £6,657.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
What
pretty
the
wild.
fuck?
See, you actually have a good video as your most viewed.
My most earned video has to be my video about the strange man in Red Dead Redemption 2. And that made me £5,800. And to be fair, it's a good video, besides from one little blip that makes me cringe whenever I watch it. But besides from that little blip, it was a fucking fantastic video. Like, so it will about the Red Dead content. It was proper made stuff. I had a good time with it. Yeah. It's like proper made guides, proper made mysteries, proper made explanations. The other thing that fucking deterred me from it is the community around them. Sometimes they'd love you and hate you. Some days they'll be like, oh, yeah, this is brilliant. You're the best thing since sliced bread. The next day they'll be like, I fucking hate you, Fishy. This random content creator is better than you. And you're probably right, but that doesn't mean there isn't room for me too. Come on, just let me do something that I enjoy. But no, I don't regret those. And I've milked that game more than I ever milked Assassin's Creed, and it's absolutely done bits for me.
It really has. So I know if at any point I need any Red Dead videos, I can go to the Fishy
I've got
channel.
You covered. There is actually one thing I never covered, and I think I've just made it a point not to bother now because it's one of those encounters that will never trigger, and I've just resigned myself to knowing that I will never get that lucky. So it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah. Well, that was a nice little look into the gamers' analytics.
Yeah.
I like a good analytic here and there, you know.
I know you do.
Yeah. It was a quickfire topic about regrets, and we very quickly got into look at all the dosh my shameless antics got me.
I would say in terms of regrets, there's one video which like I regret but also don't regret, and that's the Assassin's Creed 3 controversy video.
Which one was that?
In which the one where I said the Americans were badass enough to say no to slavery.
Amazing.
That's a
My favourite. That's
the
my
British
favourite.
were the Nazis of 1776 or whatever.
That's a classic.
Honestly, if I made that one,
What are you, Gina Carano? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What's that? That sounds like
I'm about to go make a fucking movie with Ben Shapiro.
Oh God.
That sounds fascinating. I don't know the full story about the Gina Carano business.
She pretty much was describing like Republicans to being like the Jews, the German
and
Jews.
Disney dropped her for that.
I think she was saying a lot of shit for a while.
I mean,
she was.
Okay, in the isolated context of just saying that thing, fair play to Disney. If you say abhorrent shit online, you know you can't associate with that. But I find it a little bit ironic that Disney.
I laughed at that too.
They got to make the point.
Yeah, I love
Disney.
Yeah, it's the Nazi company Disney.
The final straw to get Disney to drop it was a poorly placed analogy to World War II's Jews.
It is.
Do you ever have
mental.
not maybe a video you regret, but a video that you're like pleasantly like you thought it was like a nothing video and it did slightly well? Like one of mine, I was just looking through my like most viewed videos, but even just something as simple as like I just thought I'll upload the video of like Kingdom Hearts 3, my reaction to my first time playing the game. Got like 20,000 views.
Woo,
I was like, that's
nice.
Yeah.
And it's just like me doing highlights of the first 2 hours, and I made a 30-minute video of it. And it's just it made it into all these like
compilations and stuff.
Compilation videos, like me crying when Dearly Beloved plays for the first time. And I think that got me views, like literally tears.
Look at this
wiping
grown
away tears from my
handyman
face.
crying.
I'm a grown fucking, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a grown fucking handyman. I'm looking at, but even that was like 2 years ago, and I'm looking at myself in the camera right now, and I'm like, I look like a baby, even just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm so weathered right now. I'm so fucking just filled with life and regret, you know? It's just brilliant.
You see,
I'm so weathered.
You see, I don't look forward to aging because I'd like to say that I already look that way, and you're 5 years older than me, so...
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm getting on 26, and it's just like...
Yeah.
I'm on the back nine. I'm closer to 30, you know?
Boom.
Yeah, that's a bit fucked.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when you hit that number, you don't fully lose your mind like Eddie does.
Yeah, Eddie's just batshit now.
I'm quite certain he probably has like early onset Alzheimer's or something. Mad bastard.
It's the only thing that would excuse him, to be honest.
He's mental. You know what? No, I won't go there.
Ethan's fucking ruminating. He's gonna do some crime.
No,
I don't know if I have any videos that I am like shocked or like pleasantly surprised that they got views on. I'm trying to think, and I'm like looking through my videos, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they all made a lot of sense.
I've got one if you want to think about it.
Yeah, all right.
So I made a video 3 years ago about Prince of Persia and what happened to the series, because obviously it dropped off the face of the earth, and I was like not expecting much from it at all. And now it's my sixth most viewed video with 402,000 views.
That's really good, though.
Which is crazy. Just like loads of people clearly miss Prince of Persia and want to hear about it, and I don't know what the fuck Ubisoft are doing with it, to be honest, because they're just leaving it to collect dust. They'll bring it back and it'll be an RPG.
Bring out the remake.
They're
remaking.
Oh yeah, I'm happy about that actually, because the remake
looked like shit.
Yeah, it looked terrible. So I'm just hoping that it's Ubisoft India, isn't it?
It is.
I have no
I'm glad they're given more time for it and they can actually work on it, and hopefully it will be up to par when it comes out. And I'm actually looking forward to it now.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I call magnificent.
I do have one. I just found one video. I made it in the 2019 Advent calendar. Was it? No, 2020. No, 2019. Yeah, fucking hell. What year are we in? It was revisiting Star Wars Battlefront 2 2 years later. It was just like a quick video that I made as part of the Advent calendar. Thought that would get like maybe 5,000 views or something.
Yeah.
And then it got out of nowhere, just got 36,000 views.
Whoa, that's not bad.
And people really enjoyed it. And like I got a lot of new subscribers from it and a lot of engagement. And I did a lot of Star Wars stuff in that Advent calendar in 2019. And it was like when Rise of Skywalker was coming out and everything. And it was quite fun.
A sound move. Yeah.
And yeah, it really numbers were doing really well in the Advent calendar. And I guess it's because I was uploading daily, but. It came out of nowhere, and I was like, "That was pretty nice. I like that."
The algorithm was loving it.
Yeah, I think my biggest one was when I thought, let's jump on. Like, I was a big Fable fan. I am a big Fable fan. Let's when the first rumors came out about Fable 4 in development, like early 2018. I thought, I'll just make a video explaining why I think all the rumors are true. Fable 4 is pretty much confirmed, and it will definitely happen. And that's like 128,000 views.
That's nice.
And now every other time I've done a Fable video since when Fable got announced and Fable launched, they're always getting like at least 5,000 views.
Yeah,
that's why I know that I'm gonna Fable's gonna be a big focus of my channel because I know I have an audience. Like people are subscribing to me for Fable now.
Yeah, exactly.
I've always made a point. If I really like a game and I'm really into a game, you got to latch on a little bit. A video touch and go might be great if you want to make the highest production value videos all the time, and if you can do that's a good model as well. But you do sort of have to latch on a little bit when it comes to more regular content patterns, and when you do that, you notice it slowly snowball, and it's pretty nice. I like when I see it happen. I want it to take off for Mass Effect. I want when the remaster drops, I want it to take off a little bit there. You know what I mean?
Get that snowball effect going for their Mass Effect views.
A little bit of because I really 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 love Mass Effect. So it's and I'm honestly surprised how many people in the Discord haven't played it. It pisses me off. It's one of the few things that actually grinds my gears.
I've only played 1 and half of 2, so I'm definitely replaying the Legendary Edition when it comes out.
We did
it on Horsey and Fox, then we just stopped. So
I
don't got the chance to finish it.
To be fair, it's not the kind of game that I'd necessarily want to be playing in company of anyone else. Maybe I could stream it. I could stream it because that's a different thing. But if there's someone in the room with me, it's just if you tell me what decision to make, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out sort of situation.
I feel like Mass Effect 2 would have been a really cool one to do if we both played the game.
Yeah.
And we were like replaying it because there's a lot of like planning involved of like making sure that you get the right relationships with people that you're preparing and stuff.
Yeah. Whereas I knew nothing about it and I wasn't listening to it.
Something that I do in my sleep now. You know what I mean? Like, playing through Mass Effect 2 is not a big deal, but everyone else will be panicking, like, I don't want this to go wrong, you know what I mean?
It's so good. Mass Effect 2, man, it's good. It's really
fucking good. That moment when Garrus comes back.
Oh, I love Garrus. Oh, he's the sweetest boy.
What a killer fucking
If you
moment.
play Mass Effect 1 and 2 right, Mass Effect 3 is just a lot of fan service with the DLC.
There's lots of really nice stuff.
And the remaster is gonna absolutely highlight that, I feel. There is something I'd like to talk about with regards to that remaster, but I think we should probably get back to the Quickfire topic segment.
Yes.
No, I mean, while we're on it, let's talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about it. We can go back to Quickfire.
Okay, so the controversy is the dumbest thing ever, but also I don't know where it's come from. All I know is that every single gaming journalist outlet wants to get their hand in, if you will. They want to say their piece, and honestly, half of it can come across as a little bit weird. Sometimes there's some hypocrisy from these outlets, but the focal point of this entire thing is none other than Miranda's arse.
Oh, is that actually
what?
Yeah,
I have seen
exactly.
this controversy.
Okay,
yeah.
so in Mass Effect 2, there's a few scenes where they're just in the middle of some
definitely
some
a shot of her
dialogue.
ass. Yeah,
It'll just randomly show a shot of her
remember.
ass, and it's just it
I
doesn't make
remember.
any sense to me.
Oh, they're gonna alter the camera angles.
They're
for
going to alter the
legendary.
angles, and some people are more upset about that than they perhaps should be.
Amazing,
And
incredible.
articles are making a big deal of it, and I think it's funny actually how big of a deal people are making of it. And other people are arguing this, that, and the other. But the be all and end all of this entire thing is why. Why is this what we're talking about with regards to all these articles getting about like they're changing the angles of this? People going, oh, this is horrible, this is disgusting. Like, just go outside.
There's people saying it's horrible. What?
It's horrible. And then there are other
Honestly,
people
what
going,
I
I
think
swear
is
this isn't the only censorship they're going to be doing.
The strangest part of it is the game is fine either way. This
It
doesn't
won't
matter.
It won't matter. No.
Yeah, you keep
course.
the shots in. It's the same. You remove them. It's the same. It
Just
doesn't
go watch
matter.
some Mass Effect porn.
It's not going to make
These
a
dudes
difference.
are fucking
If anything,
starving.
If anything, it's going to ruin. If anything, it's not going to ruin anything. If anything, it's going to actually improve some of those scenes because there are some scenes where Miranda's opening up to you. She's talking about her family and all this stuff.
It's just
get
her
a
arse.
random
That's ridiculous.
and so, if anything, no, maybe
Unnecessarily gratuitous.
don't do that because there's a million ways. The counter argument is they're trying to highlight the Miranda's this perfect specimen of a human female, if you will, and you can do that in a million ways. You can do that in a million fucking ways.
Oh, look at her ass.
Random shots of an ass.
Especially during emotional moments.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know.
Like if it's just a random I mean, even then, maybe just don't, because it's just a game. In the end of the day,
Yeah, I just
find
don't
it
care.
weird
Like,
when
I want
games
to
do
shoot
that.
aliens. I don't want to see this.
Yeah,
But
like-
that's the thing is,
You
is
hurt
like,
my
as
innocent
well,
eyes.
I don't care either way. Like, I never
No.
played the game and was like, wait,
But it's
why have they
funny.
included this? This is disgusting. It's objectifying women. It's like, who fucking gives a shit?
like
But
a
the,
real
the
woman.
other way as well is, if they removed them, who the fuck people genuinely care about this? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
The only reason it ever came up is because it was mentioned by, I think, BioWare in an interview somewhere. There was
I
like,
guess
oh,
they're
there's
making a point of
there's
it.
some angles we changed. Like for example, sometimes you just get random shots of Miranda's butt, and we thought, why is that happening? Which is a really good thought process to have, but obviously
Yeah.
that made it through the PR filters that this will be really good to score some points.
Yeah, right. I see.
Otherwise, I don't think it would have been a big deal. Had it just been a thing in passing in the game, and you've gone, "Oh, okay, they've changed that." Would you have cared? I don't think so. No, even now, you shouldn't really care because it's just the only reason why this is causing so much of a stir with journalists and people online is by design. It's to get them talking about something to do with the game. Oh, look at the good they're doing.
Exactly.
Oh, let's get a little bit of a
Exactly.
debate going, make people interested, get some more people to look in, and then it's all a marketing thing, but. It's just silly. It's just all silly because it's not even like a real ass for one, but it's also
Yeah. Fake
it's-
ass.
it's also not important no matter which way you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird. Like, I don't sit there looking at video game characters going, oh, fucking hell, wish I could have some of that. Like,
People do, though, and it's fucking
Some
weird.
people do,
Yeah,
those-
but
those
people are
people
into some
tend
weird shit. Let's
get
be
banned
real.
from our
People
go
Discord
are
watch
is
into
Rule
some weird
34
fucking shit.
then. Don't fucking look at the game. Go look at the
Yeah, no,
porn that's dedicated to it.
There are a million ways that you can consume that content if that's what you want to look for.
Like,
It just I don't know if I don't know if was the change necessary? No. Will it make a difference? No. Why is it
exactly.
causing a shitstorm?
because
Somebody
Probably
wants it
just, I
to.
think people just like to complain about censorship, and it's this like, it's the people that
It's
that-
every
that
little thing,
complain.
though. It's like,
It's
ooh,
the people
censorship.
that get overly offended about people being offended. Like, it's this fucking circle of these people that think,
a vicious
oh,
cycle
I'm
when
an
you put it
epic
like that."
right-wing gamer. I don't get offended by stuff, but I'm now going to complain about them removing arse shots from a game. Like,
Yeah.
you're the same. You're exactly the fucking same as these quote-unquote snowflakes that you're complaining about. You're the fucking same. Stop complaining about bullshit. Who
It's
the
a-
fuck cares? Why are you crying about this change?
it's
It
very-
doesn't matter.
It's very much so the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it? Really.
Exactly that, yeah.
it's pointless discussion. It doesn't add or take anything away from
I
the
think-
gaming industry
I
or
think it's
community.
funny. I think above all else, it's really funny because it's
Oh,
so
definitely,
dumb.
yeah.
Well, it perfectly
So
encapsulates the attitude of the gaming industry right now. They don't care about actual games. They just care about Miranda's ass in fucking Mass
What are we
Effect 2.
doing? Oh my god, who the fuck cares? It's so stupid, man.
Yeah, this is terrible.
It's so fucking
And here we are
stupid.
talking about it on our show. What are we doing?
Yeah.
We've done it.
There
We've
you
brought it
go.
up and we're
Actually,
talking
Ethan,
about
that was
it.
pretty interesting, to be fair.
It was
Yeah.
interesting because it's so out of
Yeah.
nowhere and means nothing to anybody, or at least it shouldn't do.
Yeah, like, it's fascinating that people are up in arms
The
about it.
shitstorm is literally a PR tactic. That's
Yeah.
all I'm getting from it.
Definitely.
Because if
People
they
are
hadn't
talking
mentioned
about
it
it
in
now,
that interview,
yeah.
nobody would have cared. Nobody would have said anything. And even
very
in the
clever,
game,
to be fair.
nobody would have. That would have been even more out of place for somebody to go, "Oh, look, censorship."
Look,
I
if there's a
remember this
photo
very
mode in the
vividly.
game, you can just
Yeah.
angle it
Weirdo.
yourself, alright?
Is there a
There you
photo mode
go.
in the game?
I don't know, I'm saying if there
dunno.
is.
You just get her in your party and then turn the camera around.
Just get
in
it
the
on
right direction,
PC and
there
like
you
no
go.
clip and just look at her ass that way, right? That's how I do it.
Oh man, so fucking stupid.
Or maybe just go outside and get a breath of fresh air and become normal. I don't know.
No, don't
Yeah.
do that.
No, that's not too, it's not
Terrible
too
idea.
hard. Unless you're
Dangerous.
me. You should see me. I have to hide under every rock I find. I'm a rat.
God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I think we should get back to your quickfire
Back
topics.
to
Dan.
Yes,
yeah,
we
back to
should.
quickfire topics.
Yep.
The next one we've got here is from Zedda, or his @ is Liam, and then a string of numbers, who says, if you had to pick only one game to play for the rest of your life, unable to play anything else, what would it be?
I know
Easy.
exactly.
Fucking easy. Kingdom Hearts 1. Easy. No question.
That's a difficult question for me to answer. I think if you gave me the choice to play one game for the rest of my life, I think half the time I'd rather not be playing any at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I think if it was that restricted, there's no joy in it. It would just I'd just lose interest and stop.
Yeah, that's a good point. They found the loophole there, because if I can only play one game for the rest of my
I've
life,
avoided
I just
the
wouldn't
question.
play
I feel
games
like
for the
Boris
rest
Johnson
of my
doing
life.
interviews. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know exactly what I'd pick.
If I had to pick one, I'd probably just say Minecraft.
Yeah, same. That's the obvious
It's just-
option. It's procedurally generated. It's infinite. You can do pretty much anything.
Relaxing.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Um,
When the Mass Effect
yeah.
Legendary Edition comes out, that'll be the answer.
Yeah, there you go. There's some good PR for BioWare there.
I mean, I think I just think about
But until then, it's Tetris.
what, like, I barely play games as it is unless it's
Yeah,
work.
no.
So,
That's fair enough.
when I think of Kingdom Hearts 1, it's like, well, what's the game I'd most want to show my kids? That's Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts 1.
Yeah.
So that's where
Miranda's
I go to.
ass.
But you won't be able to
Yeah.
play Kingdom Hearts 2 with them.
I know, I
Kids-
understand that.
Miranda's-
They can play it, but as long as I can share that first experience. But Kingdom Hearts 1's my favorite Kingdom Hearts. It's my favorite game of all time.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's brilliant.
You know,
Yeah.
from my childhood. So, you know, that I played that game, you know,
See,
coming
I mean-
onto almost 20 years ago when it came out. So it's
Jesus.
a big part of my life.
Yeah.
Massive part of my life. So
See-
that's just what my go-to would
Yeah.
be to show my kid that game.
Yeah,
So,
no,
I can't
feel
wait
that.
to teach my kids how to back eject in AC1.
yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
bet you can't.
I teach them how to speed run it. They gotta
you
take it.
fucking
They gotta take the
AC1
mantle.
cuck. You
They've
fucking-
got to, they've got to, they've got to, they've got to
When it
learn how to
comes
speed
to-
run it. This can't be for nothing. I'm gonna pass on my knowledge. It's driving me insane.
I may not be much of a Kingdom Hearts guy, but if I ever, and God forbid, I ever found myself in the situation where I had young me's getting about, I'd definitely introduce them to that shit. They'd have a great time, and I'd be happy just knowing that. Maybe I'd never introduce them to Assassin's Creed. They're just better off not knowing. You know what I mean? They're just better off
God,
What if they play
if
Odyssey
my
and they
kids
love it?
ever bring up Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna backhand them.
If
Fucking
my
don't
kids ever
talk
bring up
to me
Assassin's
about
Creed, I'm
that.
gonna smother them in their sleep with a
They
fucking
go-
pillow.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Winnie
They
the
go,
Pooh
"Dad,
pillow
I was,
over your face.
They go, Dad, I was rooting around in the attic and I found this dusty book and it's the AC colouring book.
Actually,
look
I
at
have
it.
Fuck out of my house.
You look at it and all the memories come
the
flooding back and they're like,
fishy
Dad,
pillow.
you alright?
I just start blurting out the N word.
Jesus Christ. What's got into you, Dad?
I thought you were making kids, not drones.
Yeah, it's oh god, yeah. Well, I mean, we can say conversation. Yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed getting brought up by your kids is just fucking mental.
Hopefully
just
it doesn't.
insanity.
It's gotta be dead by then, surely.
Even just introducing the idea of like what like Kingdom Hearts is to my fucking missus was a disaster. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, Tyler, what do you
the
mean?
fuck-
You like
yeah,
to spend your free time with Winnie the Pooh? What the heck,
like,
Tyler?
playing this
your
anime
best friend
fucking
is Donald
dude.
and Goofy. She doesn't sound like that. Anyway,
Can you do your best impression please?
yeah,
Your
God.
best
Oh
impression.
my god. Yeah, no. Yeah,
Come
it
on,
was
Tyler.
an issue.
Do it for the boys.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'd rather.
Did she not think it sounds really wholesome and cool though?
Yeah, no, I think she did, but I think she just doesn't like games so much that she's sort of like.
She loves Gallagher though.
Yeah, I was listening to the
She
podcast.
does. Oh, she's
likes
fucking
Gallagher.
good at it too. She was talking some mad shit last night when we were playing Gallagher because I'm getting better, but like. Yeah, we'd made a few bets on like what scores I could get to and stuff, and she was talking some mad shit about how bad I was, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this is another side."
Well,
that
if she ever gets too big for her boots, she can throw on Cage through data battles and see how she fucking fares.
Yeah, and then she'll
Yeah,
go,
that's a
Tyler,
good
I'm
point.
leaving you 'cause this is
Yeah.
crazy.
This is crazy.
Now, what if she fucking masters it though? Like you come down and she's been playing all night and she's mastered Shion's data battle. So what the fuck is going on?
I'd lose my mind.
She's got
I'd lose my
stupid
mind.
reaction times.
She's doing
You
his
just
Zora
go back
blindfolded.
upstairs at that point, wouldn't you? You'd just be like, I'm off back to bed, me.
That's
in,
it. Just
in a bit.
yeah, but she's got to come around to the idea of Kingdom Hearts for the children. You know,
Has to.
for
Yeah,
the
she
children.
has to. She has to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you know,
Yeah.
she'll be fine. She's gonna be fine with it. Like she already likes the idea of it enough that she's like, okay.
It's
She's
so
never gonna play.
wholesome.
Obviously, she'll never play. She doesn't play fucking games other than Gallagher.
That's amazing.
Which I need to
love
add
that.
some new
There you go.
arcade games to this because Gallagher's fun as fuck. But I'm enjoying playing games with her. I need
Space
to find
Invaders.
some new shit.
Get
that's
Pac-Man
like,
going, mate.
Yeah, there you go.
I was
Pong.
thinking,
Good
I was
old-fashioned
thinking
Pong.
Space Invaders next. I love Space Invaders. Is my
Space
shit.
Invaders
Yeah, I was
is like
gonna say
Gallagher
Space
but more simple.
Yeah, but I'm a Space Invaders guy. So when she's like Gallagher, I'm
I'm a
like,
Space Invaders guy.
I just mean like when
You
I was
sound
a
like
kid,
Joe
I played
Rogan.
the fuck out of no, he was Quake.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
you
Quake.
played Quake?
It's
the best game
Oh
ever.
my god, I love
He was
it.
on. Yeah, he spent fucking $10,000 a month to have like a T1 line connected to his fucking house up in the mountains of fucking Colorado. The fucking psycho.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh,
When he's
That's
talking
so
about Space
funny.
Invaders,
just so he
though,
could
he's
play
probably
multiplayer
high.
online Quake.
Yeah, you
this
guys ever
fucking
played
idiot.
Quake? That's so fucking intense, dude. I don't know what fucking accent that is.
That sounded like
Stop.
Leafy.
Accent was that?
Stop
That
it.
was something. I'm telling
sounded
you.
like
Oh
Leafy.
god.
It did sound
Oh,
like Leafy.
God.
It's so
James.
fucking intense, dude.
Blast from the past.
James,
If you like this
what's
video,
the-
then you get an actual real life Pokemon.
Stop, I can't.
Now he just talks about stock trading.
He's banned now. His channel's gone.
Oh.
He got banned for bullying
I am
Pokemon.
too sleep deprived for this shit.
Oh god. James, what's the next topic?
Next topic is from Joseph Senior, who says,
Oh, I know him. I went to college with
"Yeah,
him.
it's Ethan's guy." Who says,
Oh yeah.
"Who inspired you to become a YouTuber?" So, what are our origin stories? Oh, and that goes hand in hand. I'll put it hand in hand with the other topic that I've got, which is the last one, which is from Juice Source, who says, "How did you come up with the names Lasers, Fishy, Dynamite, and Long Fox?" So,
Classic.
so
as well.
sort of a little bit of a background on us.
Huh.
Boredom, happy accident. I've answered both questions already.
Okay.
So did anyone inspire you, Ethan, or was it just you just decided to say fuck it and...
I was bored. I made my channel on April Fool's Day.
True, you did do
And-
that, yeah.
And back in 2013, and here we are. Near
That's
enough
good.
8 years later.
Where'd the name come from? Why'd you decide to go for Fishy Yarpster and then obviously to Fishy and then...
Because it was
Fishing
better
is
than... Well, it wasn't better than my actual name. It was just... I just didn't want it to be my actual name.
Superior to your real name.
If I could change my name to be that on my birth... not on my birth certificate, but, you know, if I could legally change my name to Fishy Yarpster, I would. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. I'm just saying this for community.
Imagine
I'm
that.
Fishy Yarpster.
You're right, lads. That's... just Fishy Yarpster on the bank statement.
Your real name is
Imagine-
Mr. Yarpster.
Imagine applying for a mortgage under Fishy Yarpster.
Mr.
Look at
Yarpster,
this
the
guy and
doctor
go,
will see you
fucking
now.
hell, is this a SoundCloud rapper again?
Oh man, that's
Lil
fucking
Yarpster.
incredible.
Lil Yarpster.
Oh god. All right, Tyler, what's your origin story?
Well, I actually talked about this recently on a podcast I was on from a community member, but I essentially was wanting to make a YouTube channel so I could practice editing videos, so I knew how to use like good editing softwares and programs before I went to uni where I studied film. So I started my channel in 2012, and I thought instead of like trying to do a million different things and do all the things maybe I thought I was going to do one day, I was like, well, what do I watch? Like, what's the easiest thing to make? Because what am I watching when I watch YouTube? I was watching fucking Assassin's Creed multiplayer videos from Squiddish and Shemnu36 and Luma and stuff. So I just was... And I loved Assassin's Creed, and I thought I don't watch many news channels. Maybe I'll cover it. somehow. I don't know. And then I started doing Assassin's Creed 3 fucking videos, and I called the AC3 follower simply because I thought I'd do the channel for 6 months and then stop anyway. Like, I didn't expect to do it. I never planned on having a channel for a long-term period. I should have. I really should have. It would have saved me a lot of trouble. Because
you're a fucking hater. Shut up. Don't speak anymore.
And the Assassin's Creed follower hater orgy.
And then and the name Dynamite came from, it was my gamer tag. And it was my gamer tag because I had this friend named Royden from high school who was a good friend of mine, but he used to give me a lot of shit. And give me nicknames. He'd be like, "Hello there, Tyrannosaurus Sex. Hello, Ty." instead of Tyler, he just talks mad shit like a fucking idiot to me. "Hello, Tiny Penis, Dynamite, Tyrone." Like, he just used to fucking say any name with Ty in it.
Yeah.
And then
why didn't you name yourself Tiny Penis?
That would have been cool.
I should have. Looking back, I should have called
myself
myself
Tiny Penis.
Stick of Tiny Penis.
See, it fits better.
But I just called it like. But someone made a suggestion when I made my gamer tag. They're like, "Look, I always change my gamer tag, and it's back when you had to pay fucking. You didn't have your credit card next to your Xbox Live. You had to buy
points.
like Microsoft points, and
Microsoft
you'd have to pay Microsoft points to change your gamer tag. So they're just like, look, the best thing to do is pick a name that's related to your name, so you won't want to change it, rather than some fucking nickname. So like Dynamite's related to Tyler, so I'm not going to necessarily want to change as much if I did fucking some random as fuck gamer tag name. So I just had that, and I never needed to change it, never want to change it. And then I thought, if I'm going to get rid of like this AC follower tag and have something that's me, let's just call it Dynamite, because that's my gamer tag, and it's me. It's the most me thing I can come up with that's not just my fucking name. So I did that, and I have no regrets. It was the best fucking decision I ever made on YouTube. So there it is.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
All right, Longer Fox, where'd you come from? Where's your origins lie?
What is my origin? So in terms of inspiration, I gotta say either it's a mixture of two channels. The Yogscast was one of them, one of my big inspirations, because I found them fucking hilarious when I was a kid. I still do, to be fair. Just they fell off. And the Syndicate Project. I like his old videos are fucking great, and if you look back on my original videos, the first video is a fan-made trailer for Assassin's Creed, but the second one is the Call of Duty Zombies sort of let's play. I used to basically play each map in order, and it was like my thing. I remember I had a YouTube art before it was like a banner, when it was like the art for like the sides of the page. Oh, yeah. I had pro Zombies player like plastered across it, and like pro Minecraft player. It's
professional
so dumb.
Player. Imagine that though.
Sorry, go on.
Your mum comes in. I'm a professional.
I'm a professional Minecraft player, right? Leave me alone.
Do it professionally.
As for the name, the creation of my name is like a really strange one. It was when me and James were in America, and we were waiting in the line at Epcot. I'm pretty sure it was Epcot, Disney's Epcot, the park. And I don't know what happened. This memory gets more and more unclear as the years go by. But I'm pretty sure James called me a long-eared fox as like, it was like a half joke, half like, shut the fuck up, you long-eared fox, just as like a random, stupid. And I was like, in my subconscious, or I said it in the moment, I don't know, but I was like, that sounds like a good YouTube name. So as soon as we got back home to England, maybe it was like, did we go to America in 2011 or was it in 2010?
Yeah, 2011.
Yeah, it was when we got back. Probably a few weeks after we got back, I made the channel and started uploading shit content to it. I remember one of the first videos I made was pretty sure it was an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood tribute. I actually don't have it up anymore, but I remember sitting there all day editing it, and the only thing that it was clips fading in and out of each other with with like Brotherhood music, Brotherhood trailer music in the background. That was it.
That's classic.
But yeah, that's where the channel originated, and I like to think it's grown a little bit since then.
Yeah,
small bit.
You'd hope so.
Yeah. So lasers came from my channel. I started my channel because it was 2011. It was end of 2010. I started my channel originally, which was the channel that I have now. I've been doing YouTube since like early 2008, but 2010 was when I started this channel, and I just wanted to make Let's Play videos and stuff. I watched a lot of Tobuscus's gameplay videos, and that was a big inspiration. And I'll get onto that in a sec. But Sleeps Blue was another one. It was a tiny channel, had like 2,000 subscribers. I fucking loved his Red Dead Let's Play.
Sleeps Blue.
Yeah, he was great. And I really enjoyed that stuff. And I was like, that looks like so much fun just to sit down and play through a game and just talk while you're playing it and just have this community around you and just enjoy it. Like, it's fun.
With
basically what streaming is now.
Better. You know, streaming just kills that market. It's just
yeah, exactly, it does. Let's Plays don't need to exist anymore. But at the time, it was like really this cool, like chill way of making videos, and I really wanted to do it, so I did do it. And I set up a channel. It was Gamer Vids. And then my mate, I logged into my YouTube on his phone to check something. I forgot to log out or something, and he then deleted all my fucking videos and uploaded porn to it. He got the channel deleted. So, what?
Who did?
I don't know whether I want to say.
Please just say.
Is. Well, I'll type it in. I'll type it in chat. Yeah.
Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat.
I probably don't know this person, so it's just going to be another name to me.
Oh
no! I've heard of this particular.
I don't know.
Individual.
I have no idea.
I've heard of him. Don't know who he is. Don't care. Sounds like a knobhead. Or
So
he was also a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bearing in mind we were 11 at the time or whatever, but yeah, still that happened. And so then I had to make a new channel, and that's where this current one is now. So it was the same. I named it Gamer Vids, but instead of an I put a 1 in there because the other one was taken at the time. Because it used to be when you couldn't have the same name as someone else. Now you just fucking can.
Well, it started as a joint channel, didn't it? Game of It.
Game of It started as a joint channel because on the original channel we did a Red Dead Undead Nightmare Let's Play that now
I remember. And someone commented on it saying, someone commented on the Red Dead video saying, "Oh, you stupid British pricks with your disgusting teeth." Like I remember that comment. It was like the first hate comment we ever got.
Yeah.
You stupid British pricks with your disgusting teeth.
Yeah, classic Brits.
I was like 9.
But yeah, we
did you respond with fire and fury?
Probably just cried.
Oh god, that's so sad. That's so fucking sad.
Like a sim, just
can't take it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, then on this channel we made the Assassin's Creed 1 Let's Play, which only one episode remains of it now. And George stopped collaborating with me midway through just because he, I guess, didn't have the patience for it.
I wanted to play
Halo
Halo
like
Reach.
you anymore.
Just want to play Halo. Yeah, most of the time when I was recording my videos, he'd be playing the Xbox in the background. And, that was our setup. But that was sort of where everything started, and that's the sort of content I wanted to make, and it all evolved over time. But the name Lasers came from, like, obviously I started with Gamer Vids. I don't know why. It's a terrible fucking name, but it kind of makes sense. Like when you actually think about it, Gamer Vids. I made Gamer Vids. But whatever.
You are a gamer. It aged better than you'd think. Yeah.
It did age pretty well, didn't it? But Lasers came from my mate on Xbox had a clan. His gamer tag was VI Hunters, and I wanted to join his clan. So we were coming up with names like what would work, VI something with it like Z's at the end. So it was like VI. So we were like, oh, what about laser? And then laser. So it then became lasers, VI lasers. And I just thought lasers was spelled with a Z in the middle of it instead of an S. And so it worked.
I think it works out cooler though with the Z.
Yeah, it's cooler, it does. Isn't it? It's got nice Z's in there.
If it was an S at the end, I'd look at that and go, it's just laser.
James, every time I just like think in depth about your channel name. I don't know what it is. It's so abstract to me. It's great.
I like your channel name. To be fair, it's quite pleasant.
Lasers is a good name, but like it's only because it's me.
It all works.
When you think about the actual name itself, you're like, what?
It's a fucking mental name.
What a weird fucking name. Lasers. What does that mean, man?
I'm gonna put this one up there. I love my fucking channel name. I love being fishy.
Classic,
with the Z.
yeah.
I like it.
Z. It's really quite nice. It's a 5-letter word. It's to the point.
Yours is easy.
It's not fishy yapster. It's just very easy.
It's so weird how you can make a name for yourself based off the back of something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, like the name Fishy that's such a like that word on it. It's like, why would you make a channel called that? But like it works.
It does.
And like everyone has to say it now.
Yeah.
And like
everyone says it instead of my name half the time.
Yeah, it's amazing. People use it in
respond
serious
to it
context.
better than my own name at this point. If someone shouted that in public, I'd know instantly they were talking to me, and I'd walk faster away. No, I've never met someone in public yet, but if I do, I get the vibe I'm going to fuck with them. Like, not in the sense it's going to get me cancelled, but in the sense that I'm going to pretend I'm not fishy, if you know what I mean.
You're going to get a metal bar out.
Like, is that Fizzy? And I'm going to be like, who? I'll put on an accent as well. They'll be like, Fizzy, the Assassin's Creed YouTuber. And I'll be like, No clue who
make
that
him
is,
feel
mate.
make him feel really
Right.
stupid. Like, oh shit, I got the wrong guy.
They're like,
I got the
must
wrong
have got
guy,
the wrong
man.
guy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." I won't even let them know that it's really me. They can just go.
They can just fuck off.
I'll take a picture of them as they walk off and then post it on Twitter and be like, haha, bamboozled. And then I'll get cancelled for that. I'm trying my hardest. All right?
You are
Very
trying
hard.
hard to get cancelled, Ethan. It's
I'm-
yeah.
One day, maybe.
The best part is it'll probably not happen.
I mean, I bloody
No.
well
Yeah.
hope not.
The weird thing is, I've been cancelled, or tried to be cancelled, for, like, not the worst shit I've done.
But some of the more tame stuff, you've done some bad shit, and it's always
I've done
stuff
some
that
bad
seems
shit that I
so
should have been
pointless.
cancelled for, but I wasn't.
Yeah. To be fair,
yeah.
you probably were as well. We just didn't pay attention.
Maybe. I wouldn't even know these days, because I've got all my notifications on Twitter switched to only people that I care about, so I don't see notifications from randoms.
Or do you know,
So
that's
I
the most
don't
fun
even know
part.
if I'm getting cancelled.
So you'd be completely oblivious to it. You're like, why is my
Yeah.
videos getting less dislikes? What's happened?
What's happening? Oh wait,
That's
someone brought up
ever
the Zack Schneider tweet again.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that was
Nice.
a
It's always
struggle.
that tweet.
They've done it again. You get people every so often who'll take that tweet and they'll tag Darby and be like, "Look what this guy's done. Don't talk to him."
That's because they're jealous that Darby has to
It's
speak.
it's so funny too. Like there's like legit Zack Schneider bots that I know well now because they always pop up.
What, Eddie and
And I'm
Charles?
like, it's waves. You know what I mean?
Waves,
like, always,
yes!
Yeah, like we always know when they
Oh,
pop
it's
up.
waves, yeah. Calling me
whenever
Tony
he
Stank or
responds-
something.
Tony
yeah,
Stank.
whenever they respond
Tony
to
Stank.
random stuff, like it's not even Zack Schneider hate anymore. Like you could just be anything. They're like, "Fuck you guys suck," and I'll be like, "Oh, waves, what's up, man? Good to see you."
It's that
Like,
guy.
yeah, it's just classic.
Fucking waves.
I don't know
Yeah,
how I
that's
managed to
hilarious.
avoid these people, but I don't know. I just managed to avoid getting into too many fights on Twitter, and then when I do, it's fucking glorious.
I mean, I got
Yeah.
attacked for
Oh,
saying
man.
that Rouge the Bat is. I got attacked for like Rouge the Bat Twitter for making a joke about
You
it.
get attacked by the
Why
weirdest
is the
stands.
Twitter
You
community
were
dedicated
going
to
Reboot
viral
Lara
about
Croft
it.
stands and
it,
Rouge
like,
the Bat stands.
It evolved into some dude saying you're fucking worthless, like you don't deserve to live, and I was like, what? I've just made a joke about Rouge the Bat from Sonic. What the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
People that are like sexualizing her.
And like someone said, stay out of black people's business. I was like, what? What is Rouge the Bat black people's business? What is there something I've missed here?
I remember that actually.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sure I saw that. I'm like,
Rouge
what?
the Bat is black people's
Rouge the Bat is an
business.
integral part of the BLM movement. All right, she's a mascot.
Shout out to Rouge the Bat. Keep fighting the good fight. You know what I
For
mean?
real. Oh god, yeah. Twitter's a crazy place, man.
Oh,
Twitter's
full of
mental.
people that love doing stuff like that.
Twitter's mental because
Twitter's
people will
insane.
then it'll just go on a tangent and people will try to get a one up on you for something completely irrelevant, and
Yeah,
that's
it's
when
great.
it gets really, really funny, and I start to lose brain cells rapidly, which, as you can tell, is a problem at this point.
It's a beautiful and terrible platform because it's
No,
great for
no.
building communities, but it's full of crazies.
It's
I
come to a
love
point
how
where
crazy it is.
where I almost dread reading comments or seeing Twitter because I know there'll be something mad going on that I'll be like, oh, not again.
So it's Miranda's arse again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad I haven't got involved in that discussion until just now where I discussed it with you guys, because I know full well that it would just be an invitation for the chaos to come to me.
We've got to put it in the title now.
Whereas if it's in the
Yeah,
comments of
Miranda's
this,
arse.
actual comment segments, you can do something with it. Capitalism, but
Exactly.
but you can't do something with it if it's just random discussions on Twitter. I mean, we can, but that's not really what we set out to do. So I'm just glad that I avoid these fights for the most part.
The fights about Miranda's arse.
So many.
Oh, it's incredible.
So many
And like talking about Twitter, I got a tweet that did absolute bits out of nowhere. Was my AC1 tweet,
Oh yeah.
where I just posted a clip of me walking around Damascus and said Ubisoft in 2007 really said, "Fuck it, let's make the best AC we'll ever make."
And people were just
Uh,
like, yes.
Let's find that.
67,000 views.
Wait, George, what was that like? Can you do that
67,000.
again?
Oh yeah, no. If you say something positive about a game, it just seems to take off.
Yeah, 511 retweets.
No wonder my Twitter's never
4,000
taken
likes.
You always chat shit about games.
Yeah, no, you know
Just
what?
fucking
I
hate
try
it.
to
Yeah.
I try to avoid my Twitter taking off too bad as well.
Yeah. It's I'm just the abrasive Aussie guy that just needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you do need to shut the fuck up.
That's really satisfying when you do. Apparently.
Oh, it's a great moment. It's chill.
Oh.
It gives me goosebumps when Tyler shuts the fuck up.
Dude, literally my dick gets hard when you guys tell me to shut the fuck up. It's like, holy shit. Oh, dude.
Man. Wow.
James, is there any more topics? Is that all the quickfire topics?
No, that's all of them. That's all the topics.
Beautiful.
That's all the topics. Is that all the segments, boys? Is that
I think so. Yeah.
It would appear so.
Fuck me dead. I feel like this is a successful episode. I feel like this is
I think
yeah, why
good,
not?
Yeah.
with a non-spoiler cast, just trying to figure shit out episode. This is good. I like it a lot.
I like a good chatting shit sort of thing. That's what we. You just tweeted Miranda's ass.
I did do that. Yeah. I wanted to get involved in the discussion.
Hang on, I'll give it a retweet.
Yeah, me too. Nobody's gonna understand.
See, no one's gonna know why unless they listen to this podcast. Then they'll realise. They'll get to the end. They'll be like, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
That's just such a strange thing to.
It's the crux of this episode. It really glued this episode together.
You see,
It's the arse of this episode.
Can we get that in the? Can we get Mass Effect butt controversy in the title somewhere?
We can get it in the thumbnail now, boys. We're gonna get so many views.
Can we have it like? Can we have it like blurred out so people feel inclined to click?
That's that hottie of the month. It's Miranda.
Yeah, hottie of the month.
Hottie of the month.
Yeah, hottie of the month is Miranda's ass.
Oh god.
Bits of arse.
Alright, so there's been a brand new controversy on Twitter about Miranda's ass, and I wanted to talk about it here on the channel. I'm a huge fan of ass myself, and I can't understand why they've removed these shots from the game. Honestly, kind of ruins Mass Effect 2 for me. It sounds more and more like Robin Gaming the more I do it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. Hang on, let me try it. Hang on, here we go.
What is it with you
Robin Gaming.
impersonating Dutch content creators by accident?
Give me something to say in Robin Gaming's voice. I'm trying to perfect it.
Stocks.
Oh god.
Uncharted 4 is the most polished
Stocks.
Uncharted game.
Is the most what Uncharted game?
Polished.
Okay. Uncharted 4 is the most polished Uncharted game.
He sounds like.
Dude,
close.
that's
I'm getting
fucking
close.
good, hey, dude. That's fucking. I don't like that.
I'm getting
I don't
close.
like that.
A bit more.
It's
I need
not
a bit
like
more.
it's a
Give him
random
questions.
person. It's legitimately our friend, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
So
'Cause
as you
we're
can
gonna have
see,
him on the
Miranda's
podcast
ass.
next. Yeah, it's gonna really.
Let's talk about Miranda's ass, brother. Miranda's ass is in the microwave.
Not again.
Imagine. I just want to hear Kermit the Frog talking about Miranda's ass now.
Oh,
Desperately.
god.
oh god. And with that, oh god, ladies and gentlemen, that's the second episode of the Four Pillars podcast.
Yes.
That's a fucking wrap, boys. Thank you
Let us
for
know in
joining.
the comments, by the way,
me.
any potential topics.
Again.
Don't forget.
Yeah. We're going to keep developing the show. Keep the laughs up. Thank you for all the support on this podcast on the Four Pillars Network. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Like the podcast. Follow us on all the podcast services that you listen on. Give us some reviews, 5 stars, thumbs up, all that good shit. And of course, check out the other great content on the Four Pillars Network. Tomorrow, Tuesdays, you're getting the Streamcast podcast covering WandaVision episode 6. It's amazing. It's exciting. Then on the 18th, so Thursday, February 18th, the Pastcast, the debut episode from Jack and Joe, as in Walshy and Founded Scarab. Cannot wait for that. And next Monday, we return a week from now, the As Always podcast on this channel, the Four Pillars Network, where James and I are going to be chatting to Colin Moriarty. So a lot to look forward to
So many
right
things.
here
on
on the
top of
Four
that,
Pillars Network.
As well, I thought I'd just give a quick mention is our annual public episode of the Clubhouse podcast is coming to my channel, Lasers, on Wednesday. So don't forget to tune into that as well if you want to get an insight into what Clubhouse is all about. If you're not already a patron over on As Always, that exists. So if you're looking for even more podcasts than you've already got, that's happening. It's a little bit edited. Had to take a bit out to respect people's privacy, but the full version obviously is on Patreon. So there's that as well. So plenty happening, plenty going on, gamers.
All right. Is there anything anyone wants to shout out? Any videos they got coming up in the next week or 2 weeks, or anything to plug?
I do want to say that Horsey and Fox is coming back very, very soon on the 20th of February, when me and James are going to be streaming Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memories. So that's going to be
Saturday.
a great time.
Amazing.
And I've got nothing, so fuck you all.
Beautiful.
I'll probably just
Alright.
It's fine.
This is
You love me
exciting.
anyway.
So many bits and pieces happening. Stay tuned to the Four Pillars, boys. There's stuff
Saucy
going on.
gaming is
Subscribe to
going
clips
on.
too. Links are all down below.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Take care, everyone.
Boys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.